Just gotta like. Pop out chat. Okay, so we have a stream. Let's see. Do we have audio? Test, test, test. Okay, so we are live. All right, I guess screw it. Let's see what happens now. Let's set this to live. I guess I have to go back to. It's weird how they do this. I'm gonna look at the camera. They like make you go to the studio app to set this stuff to live. There's probably a better way to do this, but I have to go here, I guess, and then set it to live. So I guess now, I think we're officially live now. Are we? I don't. This is nerve-wracking. My videos are pre-recorded typically, so doing something live. Yep, there, I just got the Discord notification. I guess I am live. Oh, shit. Yeah, let's see if people hop in here. I don't know what's going on because I've never done this before. Analytics, do we have any viewers? No, we don't have any viewers. So the question is, I don't know how YouTube is even going to push this. If it pushes it, I don't know exactly. Let's see what we have here. Let's go to the actual YouTube page. Mute that. Okay, I have a like on it. Oh, I have people in here. Hi, people. How's it going? Yeah, I don't know how many people. I guess one watching. I started streaming 101 seconds ago. I have no idea how this works. I'm trying to test everything. Oh, geez. Okay, you got 4 people in here. I guess the viewers are delayed too. I don't know how many are here. Yeah, Discord gang. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this because I want to show you. I have my computer screen here, right? I have this camera here also. My plan for these streams, if anyone is actually... Okay, 10 people. Okay, this is nervous for me because I typically do my videos before anything. But my plan for these streams, for whoever's in here, is I want to kind of start like showing the design process, and it'll also live as like a VOD, so like you can go back to my channel and see it. So essentially I'm like working on a board here, and I'd be able to share this so you can see it, and that's confusing me because it's like over here on a screen. I'm going to pause that. There are dozens of us. Yeah. Nervous, kind of, because I'm kind of like presenting to people live, and there's like no screw ups on this, but the goal is I want to kind of show like design stuff as I do it, so kind of pad my content with more content. But literally 12 people. So I don't know what I'm going to do for this test stream, if I'm going to do anything at all here, because I mean it's pretty late. I don't know what time it is for all of you right now. It's for me it's midnight. But yeah, how's it look? Does it sound good? Do I sound okay? Does my mic sound okay? I think it has a little bit of a hum, but how's that sound? Let me see. Yeah, so that's the whole goal with this is I want to be able to design stuff. I'm gonna actually switch this to the camera, and I know the camera looks like ass. It's just a webcam and it's dark in here, but I'm gonna keep my moody lighting instead of having like actual lighting because I'd rather just kind of chill and just hang out with this. But basically what I want to do is kind of have it like Turby's saying, a conversational thing where I can kind of build a keyboard, design the keyboard on my screen. I'll switch back here. I can kind of design it on the screen here, and then you guys can kind of ask questions, and I kind of explain stuff as I do it. Like I don't know how the streaming stuff works because like there's this chat over here, so I kind of have to pay attention to that, I guess, but also work on stuff. But yeah, 16 people. Okay, that's stressful. 16 people watching me right now. Oh, someone just donated money, I guess. That's interesting. I made a Bluetooth gauntlet style macro pad last week entirely based on your videos. I'm using Shaper 3D because of that too. You're awesome, dude. Glad you enjoy it, and thanks for that. I don't know what currency that's in either. SGD, what is that? Let me see. I'm curious what that is. Where are you from? Not to be weird or anything, but where are you from? What is SGD? Singapore. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Singapore. Huh. That's interesting. Singapore. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like my content. Let me go back. Where's the stream thing? 10K subs. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do on the stream here. If you guys have questions, I guess ask them right now. I'm just trying to get like some content on here to kind of have a stream that I can look back on and see what I exactly sound like and look like. I did want to play music too on this. I have like Epidemic Sound here, so like I could kind of play music. I don't know if this is like annoying if the music's playing. Like, what do you think? Does it sound okay? Is it too quiet, too loud, maybe? Like, does that? Is it too loud though? Does it sound okay? Because it's kind of like it's hard to gauge the sound for this. Oh, you don't hear music. It's really quiet, maybe. All right, yeah. So with the music, um, let me just explain. I'll go back to that 3D printer question in a second, but the music, I'm doing this more for me to like look back on later too. Is that I have it set so if you keep seeing me look up, I have a big monitor above me, right? So I have this big screen up here, literally a TV, with my stream on it, and the music's set like really low, so I can kind of hear that. Like listen to it, but it's too loud in my headphones, and then I'll have to mess with that. So we're not gonna do music tonight. I'll look at that later. But let's like look in here. So any advice for someone without a 3D printer? Dead set on PCB stuff. Well, I mean, you can just do PCB stuff. You can get the plates actually manufactured on a PCB, so you can get the FR4 material as a plate, which might actually be a better option than getting a 3D printer because they're $200-300, right? So you could get the plates through a PCB manufacturer and then also the PCBs. But you could also just hand wire one too. You could do like a sandwich mount design for a PCB manufacturer. What stream? Yeah, OBS. I'm using OBS. I have to find out how to do this better on my like screen because I have 3 screens here. I have the main one here. I'm kind of like talking this little window here. So I'm big now. Yeah, so I'm using OBS. It's a little nerve-wracking doing a stream though, because like I think I said this a little while ago. There's no do-overs here. You know, it's kind of all straight. And I guess maybe it's a different way to think about it, but does a 3D print material work and feel good for MKB? So actually, cool thing about this stream right now, I don't know if this is gonna mess up my camera, but actually the keyboard that I'm using right now, these are 3D printed caps on here. So these are all 3D printed. Let me unplug this. I can kind of show it a little better. So those are 3D printed on there, if you can see, which is pretty nice. I don't know if you can hear. Maybe you can hear typing. Plug that back in. Yeah, so the Ender 3, I run an army of 3 of them downstairs, or 4 of them. I have 2 Ender 3 Pros. I had 3, but one of them's broken, kind of not in use anymore. I have an Ender 3 Max, which is great. I think they're good printers. I really do. You just have to be willing to mess with them, right? You can't just kind of like not mess with them. You have to tune them and stuff. But why do? Why do what? Why do? 18 people. That's just crazy. Like that's nervous to me because it's like, damn, I'm talking to 18 people right now. Isn't your bad Ender? Yeah, so my Ender, it does. It needs a new board. I don't know what killed it exactly. I don't know, but I think there was like a power surge like probably 2 or 3 months ago when it died. And I think it might have fried the board somehow. So basically, all the motors will just jam up on it. It's like a $40 fix, but I have 5 printers currently. I don't need a 6th one really, so I'm kind of not doing anything with it. Please, if you're in the stream, please give the stream a like. Yeah, oh, 20 people now. All right. Yeah, so Bamboo. Bamboo, I recently got my first Bamboo printer, and very much worth it. Very much worth it. I paid like it was $1,000 for the AMS system and the printer. I think for that price, it's fair. It's a very good printer. It just kind of this keyboard here that I'm using is actually printed on it. It just works and it does multicolor. So I love my Bamboo. I use it more than any of my other Enders actually, but I use the Enders more for plates because it actually feels a little bit more accurate, believe it or not. When I print the plates on the Bamboo, it actually doesn't have the best tolerances for the switches. They kind of fall out a little bit more. No, so these caps right here, I'll point it down again. Let me actually get some light in here. Hey Siri, ceiling 100. Is that gonna, there we go. So these caps here were 3D printed on the Bamboo in multicolor. You can kind of see them there. They look really good. I mean, they sound great. I don't know if you can hear. I mean, I have a typing test on it, but yeah, these were printed on the bamboo in multicolor, and they print at an angle like that, so they kind of sit. If that makes sense, they sit like that on the plate, and they are multi-material. So yeah. Hey Siri, ceiling off. I turned my Siri off. Let's see what's going on in chat here. What do we have? What are people saying? So I want to do a dactyl. Yes, I do want to do a dactyl eventually. Definitely. Just haven't gotten around to it. Either I'm working on my own stuff or being lazy and not working boards. What else? Yeah, yeah. I've been using the katana for like since I built it. I don't know if everyone knows about this board actually. Is that this is the integrated mount, right? So this is the integrated plate where it like printed with support material. Actually, what am I even doing? I can show you this. So let me show my monitor. Let's actually do what this stream is designed for, and let's talk about a keyboard here for a second. So let's jump over into, and I'm going to kind of ignore chat while I do this. So I have to figure out the balance between chat and stuff. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hop over into my Shaper 3D here. I have all my stuff folded off. What we're going to do is load up the Scotto katana. And I could talk about the gasket mount here because it's pretty cool. So if I just close these down first, let me make this a little bigger. And what I have here is I have my integrated case. So this is the board I'm actually typing on right now. That's this one here. This one here is the integrated. And you can see that integrated plate means that it's just integrated to the board. There's no separate plate. It's all one piece. So obviously this here needs a lot of support material. So actually, let's just jump over into Orca Slicer and I'll show you how this kind of slices. All right, so let's create a new project here. We will drag in that file. Where is it? I have so many boards in here at this point that it gets harder to find them, but we have the katana, we have the case. Let's name this as a list. We'll just grab this one. All right, so basically here's the case here, right? What we can do is we can face it down with the plate side on the plate. We'll just center it. And then we will go here. We'll do that. And now you'll see when this finally does slice. Did it not generate my support? It did not. Let's enable. Why is that not generate? Oh, I'm dumb. I have to go into here and manually add support. Probably most of you get what this is going to do. I just want to kind of show it because just more stuff to show here. So we'll slice this. And you can see that the integrated plate, although it sounds really nice, I mean, there is a lot of support material. I mean, all of this is support material here. And for the person actually talking about bamboo earlier, a really cool thing with the bamboo printers is that if we go up here to the layer where it actually starts to interface with the support, this here, that's actually PETG. So you can use PETG as a support interface material on the bamboos because they have the multi-material. And that will allow you to get really clean top layers without like basically how support works on printers, there's normally like the little gap. There's no gap here, so this is completely solid there because it's PETG and it won't bind to PLA. But you can see there's a ton of support material here with the integrated plate. So if we hop back over to Shaper 3D, basically that's the integrated one here. Works really good, sounds really good. I printed it solid, so that's nice. But we have also the gasket mount, and this is lagging my computer, this Orca Slicer, because I sliced it. I'm going to just quit this. So here is the gasket mount one, and we basically... Let me try to find the parts here because I have two different models. And there's a lot of stuff here in chat. Let's pay attention to that for a second. So dissolving material for support. It's called PVA material. This is a material you can use. I haven't used it. I've looked into it. But it seems like it's more of a pain in the ass than it's worth, especially with like the AMS system on the bamboo. You can't actually use it in there, so it kind of defeats the purpose. You need a IDEX printer, so an independent dual extrusion printer where you can have two extruder heads and two different filaments at once. So that's why I haven't really messed with it. And you do also have to let it dissolve. So like you have to print the thing and then put it in water and wait for it to dissolve. So probably is worth it if you can do it, but for me I can't do it. So yeah. What else we got in here? VGA connectors, yeah, that's nice. What else? RPI Pico versus Pro Micro. So Picos are better. RP2040 is what I prefer. Pro Micros are good because they're supported very much. So like there's a lot of support for them. There's a lot of documentation for them. RP2040 is just a better chip overall. It's cheaper to get. They're cheaper for the boards. The chip itself is cheaper. They're cheaper to design around. but there's not as much support for them. So like when I do eventually do an integrated PCB, so where I design the circuit on the PCB, because that is a plan I want to do eventually. Let me actually, I have to remember to do this. I'm gonna build. Actually, that's a video too. Is that I'm gonna have a like Stream Deck thing where I can actually switch my thing without having to click up top and look up there. But what was I saying about RP2040 is that there's not as much support for them. So stuff like if you want to do an integrated circuit for one, there's not much info out there. Whereas like the Atmega 32U4, so a Pro Micro chip, there's a lot of documentation out there of circuits that exist that you can just kind of look at the schematic and go from there. That's just on the PCB side of things. But if you're talking about pure like microcontroller boards, definitely RP2040 boards are what I'm leaning towards. The one down below this board here, the Katana, this is running off a Pro Micro board, a Pro Micro RP2040 board. So it's a Pro Micro footprint, but it has an RP2040 chip. So I'm kind of really trying to shy away from those Arduino boards, except in like my commissions. I still use the Arduinos in them because like they're tried and true. I've used them for so long that I feel more comfortable using them in those. But on my boards going forward, I'm using a lot more RP2040. Oh, headphones. I knew someone would ask because they look really dumb, right? So I'm a bit of an audiophile. That was a big thing for me before keyboards. Obviously, all of us in the keyboard world were into like these fancy ass things, right? Headphones and keyboards and stuff. These are Aria Stealths, so they're Hi-Fi Men Aria Stealths. Greatest headphones I've ever owned. They're very expensive, but very good. And then I'm powering those off an ADI2 with an SH9 if anyone speaks audio here. So very big audio setup there. They sound great, but yeah, Aria Stealth, Hi-Fi Men. So what else we got? Coming from a Voron, multi-material is basically the only reason I go with a Bamboo printer. I'm talking a lot. I gotta breathe. Yeah, Hi-Fi Men's great. I have Sundaras in my closet too. Those were mine before this, but yeah, I actually want to build a Voron very badly. I haven't gotten around to spending a grand. I don't really want, not that I haven't gotten around to spending a grand. I don't want to spend a grand on one because I looked at the Zero kit, which looks really nice, but it's very small, obviously, so maybe splits are all you can really do on that, or macro pads, but it would be nice to kind of get into the ecosystem there. I really want to build a 350 by 350 Voron, but if Bamboo comes out with a 300 plus build plate before a Voron, or before, you know, I'd go and buy a Voron, I'm going to go with Bamboo because it probably won't be that much more than like an X1, so it'll probably be, I'm guessing when Bamboo does release like an X1 Plus or a P1 Plus, something like that, although there is the P1 Plus firmware, if you know about that, but I won't go into that. But basically, the bigger Bamboos, if they do that, I'll get one of them before. They'll probably be like $1,500, I'm assuming, probably around there, 1,500 or 2 grand. So Voron money almost. RP2040 controlled headphones. So actually, RP2040 controlled headphones. Not headphone related exactly, but there was something I was trying to do before with RP2040 and audio. If you see, I have 2 subwoofers behind me. I have one there and one there. Basically, moral of the story with the subwoofers there, I'll get on a tangent here, is that I have 2 because I cancel out what's called like room nodes. So with subwoofers, I mean, my room's small enough here that it probably doesn't matter too much, but I did it anyway because I do stuff like that. But basically, those subwoofers will like cancel out where there's pockets where there isn't bass like going. So that's a side note on those. But what I was getting at here with the RP2040 is that I wanted to actually hook up a keyboard to the subwoofers, so to give it like the ultimate thock. So like when you type, basically play like a 10 hertz or a 20 hertz sine wave. But I found out that's pretty complicated to do without like a bunch of circuitry, and I didn't really want to mess with it, so I just never kind of proceeded with it. Yeah. I'm a little bit. Actually, I am an audiophile. I'll pull out the box if I can grab it here. There's a lot in it, but I'll put this down on the desk because I like to flex this. And it's not like a lot of expensive stuff. A lot of these are like $50 IEMs, but this is my IEM collection here. Lots of different IEMs. All of them like sound different and stuff. I got really cheap ones here. These are some Zeros, Legacy 3s, I think. A lot of them. So yeah, now I just messed up my desk here, but a lot of audio stuff there. Let me put that back and then kind of clean this up. Audio was a big thing of mine for a while there. I go through phases with some things, so audio was one of them. What else? Let's see what we got. Let's see what we have in chat here. 15 people watching still. That's kind of crazy. I've managed to keep your attention with my rambling for 15 people for 20 minutes now. All right, let's read this chat. Let's see. You ever thought of making a board using an NRF 5284 chip? So dongles, I don't really know much about how that works with 2.4 gigahertz. I haven't looked into that. But I've done the boards with the NRF chips. That's the nice nanos. I believe I'm 99% sure that it's NRF 5284 is the ones that the nice nanos use. So I have a board somewhere back there. One of them has nice nano in it. But yeah, I've done that. I haven't done anything with 2.4. Yeah, don't feel bad about owning three IEMs. If you can, buy more. It's a nice addiction to have. So I have two mice. This is the one on my main computer right now. This is my MX Master 3, which is actually a replacement. They just replaced this. I got the warranty replacement within 1 day of ending. Literally 1 day. It ended the next day. There's an issue with the electromagnet in here that will short out the mouse, and it just randomly happened on 1 day before the warranty end. So they replaced that one. And then this was for my PC. So this was just connected to my PC above. This is a G502 wireless. Don't phase on the keyboard. No, that's not gonna happen. It's been like a solid 3 or 4 years of keyboards, about 1.5 of the hand wired stuff, so that's not happening. What else? Which is the bottom middle with white keycaps? Are you talking about this one here? Are you talking about this one? Is this the one? I'm waiting to hear if this is the one. I'll talk about it anyway, so I'll point this down. I'm really liking how this camera works with the point down thing, even though it's probably a little bit dark. I mean, it is a webcam. I mean, webcams have ass quality. I would love to have like a real camera there, but yeah, we have this. So this is the Scotto 36. This was one of my first boards. I will actually just turn on my ceiling lights. Bedroom ceiling, okay. It doesn't like to focus too much down below like this too, which is a little annoying, but this is the Scotto 36, which was one of the first boards I ever made. It is actually dusty because I basically don't use it. I could plug it in because I think, is this? No, I can't plug it in because it's a micro. Actually, I'm going to find a cable. I think I have a cable around here. Do I have a cable? Where would I have a micro? USB-C is better. I don't think I have a micro anywhere. I'm not going to go digging through my closet because I have a bunch of mess in there, so I'm not going to deal with that. But yeah, this is Scotto 36. So let's look at this again because I do want to point this out. This is one of my artisans I used to make. I used to make little artisans, but I kind of phased that out. Just some crappy keycaps on here, but yeah, it's an ergonomic board. Sit like that. You type on it. Good to go. What else? What else we got here? So yeah, actually, KVM switch. Let me turn off my ceiling light. Even though I know I probably look better right now, you can see me better, but I can't sit with the light on like that. It's too bright. So we're gonna turn that off. Yeah, I don't know if it's KVM switch. I use a USB switch. So I basically have a 4-port hub that feeds into both my computers, and I just switch it when I want to switch back and forth. But I use a separate mouse right now just so I can kind of use both computers at the same time. So that's kind of how I'm running that. What else we got? I get all on a breath talking like this. How's it going? Is that Sebastian? Sebastian? Is it Sebastian? Sebastian? So an artisan keycap. These ones here, let me take it off. It's just a resin keycap. Just a little bit of like art. You can kind of see that there. Hey Siri, ceiling 100. There we go. You can see. It's just a little thing I printed on a resin printer and then put in the. Does it want to focus? Come on. Give me focus. Come on, webcam. You can do it. Come on. Where is it? You get the idea. It's a little artisan thing. Looks kind of cool. So I have that sitting on the board just in the middle there. And it looks nice. Yeah, so about the webcam, I literally bought a webcam for this because I didn't actually have one. I didn't have a webcam to run. This is a stream cam, so there's a Logic Stream Cam. It's like $100, pretty cheap. I was looking at the Razer Keo Ultra because that one like kind of would rival like my camera. It actually looked really good. I didn't want to drop $300 on one, so I was like, nah. Eventually I'll do that maybe. We'll see how the streaming stuff goes because I do want to do this more. What else? Yeah, this is the first stream ever. I did stream 2 years ago or so, probably 2 years or so ago, when I was going through my whole like gamer phase. I guess not really gamer phase. No one ever gets out of their gamer phase really, but I don't know how the audio is when I sit back. I have to remember that I have a mic here listening to me. But yeah, I used to try to stream Fortnite before I had any like viewers. Yeah, that was fun when I had like 42 followers on Twitch. Yeah, you guys are like the first. So LEDs, a lot of people ask me about it, and my answer to it is always kind of like maybe one day, and that maybe one day is probably like really far down the future, if ever. I can actually show you on this board. So this here does have an LED. So like generic LEDs are like regular LEDs, like LED backlighting and stuff. I've never messed with that. I probably won't ever mess with that. Maybe I'll do a video one day talking about it. But this board here, this is just the Scotto 34, the PCB one. If I unplug this, there we go. You can see in the middle we have a little LED on it right there. And then I have like caps lock indicator, stuff like that, which is an RP2040 board with an LED on it, which is pretty nice. But let me put this back. I'm starting to mess up my room with all my boards. So yeah, LEDs, the only real use I ever find out of them is for stuff like caps lock, indicators of what layer you're on. I don't really find them like cool just to have your board glowing. Maybe I'm lazy, maybe that's why I don't do it, because it would be a lot to wire up hand wired, but yeah. What else we got? I talk so fast, I get so out of breath. That's a thing that happens when I get like excited on stuff like this. So I have to slow myself down. It happens a lot when I do my videos, is I'll start talking really, really, really fast, and you probably see it in my videos a lot too, but I'm trying to work on that. So what else? Yeah, don't do that by hand. You ever use all right, so per key PCBs like amoebas. Let's talk about those, because this is actually kind of something good about streams that I can do, is that I can kind of be a little toxic here maybe, is that I think they're useful. I think amoebas are useful. Personally on my Reddit, so I run hand-wired keyboards. If you're not aware, Reddit/r hand-wired keyboards. I'm the moderator of that. I own it, I guess. I have a specific rule in there where if you hand-wire a board with amoebas, I don't consider it hand-wired, because you're pretty much just connecting them. And there's debate on this, right? There is debate on this. But basically you're just connecting a bunch of little PCBs with wires, and you're kind of PCBing for the most part. I consider hand wired when you wire everything up completely. So when you wire up every single switch to each other with wire or copper, basically. What else we got? Scotto Ergo is teaching me simple 3D modeling because I love the form factor, but I just want to use the included connector. Yeah, actually, about the Scotto Ergo, I have it back there. I'm gonna keep pulling out keyboards. Let me actually put this one back, and I'm gonna take these headphones off so I can move. Let me put these here, and let me put this board back. All right, Scotto Ergo. Let's talk Scotto Ergo now. I'm gonna leave the headphones off. I don't even know I had those on. I don't have music playing, so I'm gonna leave them off. All right, let me turn my ceiling lights on. So, fun fact about the Scotto Ergo. For those of you who don't know, this is the Scotto Ergo right here. It's named that because it is ergonomic like such. It uses an aviator connector up top for the USB connection. Now, the problem with that, obviously, is that you can only use that cable to connect it. So it's a good thing that you're learning modeling to fix that, because, well, if I ever lose this cable, I have to make a new one there, and that could be annoying. So, side note there. What else? So the Pi Pico is an RP2040 based board, right? Is there an alternative to use USB-C and hopefully doesn't cost twice as much? Again, I'm trying to comprehend that. I'm brain processing. So the Pico is RP20. Yeah, so the Pico is RP2040. The ones that I sell on my website are also the same. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, is that you can obviously get them cheaper on AliExpress. So if you just search up USB-C RP2040, you can get them cheaper on AliExpress. I just sell them at a markup, so obviously I make some money on them, just being honest there. But yeah, they're all RP2040. So the Scotto 34, if I can grab this, that's the other board. So that is an RP2040 with USB-C. So right there. What else? Oh, Zach, you're Corefish. Okay. How's it going, man? What else we got? 22 viewers. I've been streaming for 30 minutes, too, with 22 viewers for mostly the whole time. That's actually kind of crazy. Actually, another thing that I want to ask you guys right now is, how are the ads? So I'm obviously running ads on this. I don't know if they're intrusive or not. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how the ads are. No ads yet. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to run the ads on it, because I think I set it to either the lowest or the balanced option. There's like the no ads or like just balanced. It says it's gonna play them at random intervals, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm on YouTube Premium too, so I don't even deal with ads. So I thank you for that because that actually does support me on YouTube Premium. I see that in like my analytics when people are. I don't see like you in particular, but like I see that it's coming from YouTube Premium. Okay, a lot of chat going on. All right, hold on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so AliExpress Picos, you have to be careful. Not necessarily with the black ones that I use, the black USB-C ones, but the green ones I've gotten a lot of really bad quality ones. And actually, my first time I ever stocked on my website, I kind of like marked them down like really cheap to get rid of them because they were good. They still worked and stuff, but they just didn't look as good as the real ones. So I kind of gave up on the green ones from there. What else? GG, what a good streamer. All right, let's see what we got going on my analytics here. I'm still trying to figure out how this whole streaming thing works because like I have no idea how the YouTube stuff works. YouTube Studio, I can actually probably show this on my screen. I'm not going to show everything in here, but it says that we have 0 viewers. Oh, wait, nope, there we go. 74 views. Okay, it just updated. There we go. Like plug in my other keyboard. I'm just curious what's going on here. I have to be careful not to like leak any stream keys or anything too, just in case. 7.5 hours of watch time. Interesting. Does it show me? Can I go to my? So we have the stream here. 24 people are watching me right now. That's comfortable, I guess. 24 people staring at my face on YouTube. Cool. I'm going to call you Zach. I'm not going to call you Corefish, so thank you, Zach. All right, let's see. These days I was testing using an ESP32 with Bluetooth connection. I think I want to go to the middle of the field and use a stone as a keyboard. I'm confused with what you mean. Use a stone as a keyboard. Let's see. 23 viewers and 12 likes. Hey, that's half. That's at least half. Purple AliExpress Pro Micro. Those are the ones I use. I get basically all the Pro Micros. I have one store. It's 10 Star Robotics. That's the one I typically use. And I just get the Pro Micros from there, the USB-C. Pro Micros, the thing is that they're expensive. They're expensive, and I kind of don't like stocking them on my store either. Let me switch back to full screen here. So I guess in these streams, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the business side of things, maybe, partially with this. But Pro Micros suck because they're expensive. So like stocking them in my store only sucks when I have to order them because they're like $4.50, $5 each. So my profit on them, I mean, is still decent, right? But they're just a pain because they're expensive compared to like the RP2040 stuff. And that's why I'm phasing them out, and why a lot of other people in the keyboard world are phasing out the Pro Micros because they're just an expensive board to deal with. What else we got? 23 viewers. Guitar. Oh wait, are you the one that just joined the server with the guitar stuff? The Guitar Hero stuff? Let me see. Turvy. You are, aren't you? Yeah, we were talking like a week ago, I think. Yeah, that's really cool. The Guitar Hero stuff, actually, I think I told you in this, or I don't remember if I did say or not. I wanted to make a board to play Guitar Hero on my computer because I used to play Guitar Hero like with a keyboard, and it's kind of fun. Which yeah, maybe I'll do that one time. When will you try the XIAO seed? I want to try them eventually. I just haven't yet. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say this, so I might not say it. But basically, I will say it. You know what? It's a stream, and I don't really care enough, so I am going to say it. I had a sponsorship deal with the company. I'm not going to say the company because I want to blow them out. But basically, they had a limitation in their contract with me. They wanted to sponsor some of my videos where I couldn't talk about Seed Studio, so I turned it down, basically. Moral of the story, I turned it down because I couldn't talk about Seed Studio controllers, and I wanted to eventually use them because they're a really tiny board that you can use. And not being able to talk about those, like, no, I'm not going to do that. So there are other things in there too, but that was a big one. That was like, that's not good. Consider use aluminum plates. So yes, I do want to use aluminum cases and plates at some point. It's just extremely expensive. Actually, What am I saying? Why do I say this when I can show you? Let's go take a look at some aluminum stuff right now. So the one that I'm aware of is Xometry. This is like the one that I've heard to use, but I've also heard bad things about them too. But if we come in here, do I have to log in? If I have to log in, I have to do this. Yeah, I have to do this off screen. Let me just put this over here. Let me just log in really quick. Is that showing my Discord too? Yeah, that's showing the server. Okay. What is my Xometry login? I don't know what my Xometry login is. Hang on. Let's take a look here. Let's just see if we can maybe get an instant quote without having to do that. Keyboards. Let's just do something simple like the... What's a simple board? Let's do this one. Let's just do the Scotto 9 because this one should be like cheap. Yeah, I do have to log in. Let's just create a burner account. Maybe this will... Does it have... Let me try to log in here. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I don't know what my login is for Xometry because I don't ever use it, but... Is this right? Will this let me in? No, that's not right. Okay, let's try a different website for a quote then, because I don't want to try to find my password for Xometry. They don't get me. CNC milling service. Sure, we'll search. Yeah, so I have a password manager. I have one password right here. But I didn't save it for Xometry because I never actually cared about it, so I just never saved it. But let's see what we got. Most of them make you log in. Let me pull this up because I want to keep my stream like analytics on the other screen here, just so I have them. Oh my god, I'm using this. So I'm using this Arc browser, if you can see this, and like I'm trying to like, it's just a pain sometimes to get a window. How can I pop this window out? How do I just open this? Can I open it? Okay, I'm just gonna put this one back and just open a new window entirely. There's my chat. Okay, wait. Here we go. Okay, we are back. We are back cooking now. I just have to open an entirely new window. There we go. Okay, where were we? CNC milling service quote. So yeah, I'm trying to get a quote right now. For anyone who hasn't been aware, if anyone new tuned in, I'm trying to get a quote for like aluminum cases just because I want to kind of look at that. Hubs.com, sure. Let's look here. I have no idea which ones are good, but we'll see. So let's try to load here. Okay, let's drag and drop the step file for the Scotto 9. Is anything illegal or offensive or violates intellectual property rights on the Scotto 9? I don't believe so. No. Work email. I'm going to create a burner at Scotto Keebs. I actually have my emails set up in a way that this works, which is kind of cool. But we'll just burn that for now. Yeah, I hate Windows. I despise Windows. This isn't Windows, this is Mac, but yeah. All right, next, got it. Sure, I'm not going to read anything because I don't care enough to read it. Let's see how much this... Okay, $134 to get a Scotto 9 plate milled out of aluminum. Yeah, actually, funny thing about that gun stuff with these keyboards, when I listed the Scotto Frog on my website, I have it set up to automatically list to Google also. Google flagged a bunch of my stuff as like gun parts. I had to dispute it all, which was kind of crazy. Like the Scotto Frog, something in it was triggering Google to flag it as a gun. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, I get it as a joke, but like it was kind of funny because Google was like, no, you're selling guns. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not selling guns. And I might have to be careful about saying this too on stream because if I say that, YouTube might get mad. I have to remember that. But yeah, anyway. What else we got before we look at this? Let's look at chat. Oh, I'm in Vietnam. I can't order service to laser cut aluminum. Wait, you can order a laser cut plate for $12 in Vietnam? That's insane. Huh. Damn. Yeah, so this here is a plate. This is CNC'd, so that's probably why it's a little bit more than laser, of course. But what I actually wanted to upload instead... and the price on here, by the way, does look similar to what I saw in Xometry, so we'll just use this for now. Let's upload not the plate. Nope. Okay, we're uploading it already. One moment, please. Come on. I don't want to see this. Let's go back. Okay. Let's open the case file. This is probably going to be like a lot more. Yeah, no, it's $134 for one plate. Yeah. This is the case. And this, remember, this is a Scotto 9. This is the little tiny macro pad. Let's see what we got here. Pricing part. Yeah, so I'm assuming what this is. If it's 134 for the plate, it's a setup charge. A lot of it. So for what I've seen, a lot of the CNC stuff has like setup charges too. And of course, these go down a lot if you order a lot more at once. That is a thing. But yeah, I bet 5 would be like 200. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how many. If I ordered. Yeah, let's see. If I do 5 of them. Let's see. Man, I hate when stuff takes forever to load like this. Send, cut, send. I think I've heard of that before. 253 for 5 of them. So yeah, it's almost a little bit over double for 5 of them. So yeah, a lot of that is a setup cost. It doesn't really tell me. It doesn't really say like where any of the stuff is, what it's charging. Yeah, so JLC is the one I recommend personally. That's the one that I use for my PCBs. I find their quality's great, really good quality, and they're pretty affordable. Like actually, I talked to someone, Regicidal in the Discord server. They told me that they like don't know how they're making money basically because they sell their stuff so cheap on JLC. So side note there. What else we got? So send, cut, send. Yeah, I think I've looked at that before. Let's load this up. Let's take a look at sendcutsend.com. Is that what it is? Okay. Get an instant quote. Yeah, let's look at the plate. So this is CNC routing. Is that what it said? Laser cut. Okay, yeah. So we can do laser cut. Browse files. Okay, let's do the plate here. Loading. See, this is the part with streams that I feel are weird, that I think I have to look at differently, is like when I'm waiting on something, maybe I don't have to talk. Maybe I just sit here and just wait. Just, hang out. Yeah, Regicidal is like, they are the GOAT in the server. I made them one of the first like server guides because just they help with everything. Like they're on there at basically any hour of the day. For anyone who knows about the Discord, don't go in there pinging them. Although they're fine with it a lot of time. Don't spam them, but they know a lot. Yeah, dead air. Actually, I'm getting thirsty because I'm just kind of talking, and I figured I would flex this Walmart branded Fuji Apple seltzer water stuff. It tastes just like apples. It is the most apple tasting water that I have ever tasted in my life, and it is amazing. And it's like 80 cents because America and Walmart. So that's nice. Let's get a drink. Yeah, it literally tastes like, I swear to God, this tastes exactly like apples. Not sponsored, by the way, but Fuji Apple from Walmart. Good shit. Aw, don't be throwing up at the seltzer water. Seltzer water's great. I love seltzer. It's like, it's water with extra spice, Fun fact, I worked as an intern for a metal cutting company that would do laser cut and stuff, but they didn't have this kind of personal service. Yeah, so I looked at local companies before too, and they were dumb expensive, like local CNC. And I mean, that's kind of how it always is, like local companies, because they typically, I guess, work with like other companies, right? But it was like dumb expensive for stuff. I wanted like some metal from one. I think I just wanted some brass. I went through a jewelry making phase like a few years ago. Actually, like probably 2 years ago. And like I was looking for brass. It was just like some thin brass sheets cut in certain ways. And they were like $300-$400 or something, if I remember right. It was crazy expensive. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't like arc. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this now. I don't know what I have on my Chrome, so I don't want to open that. Like, I haven't checked everything because I am doing this from my computer, so I don't know what is like safe to show on stream yet. Yeah, I do have to be careful. So Anyway, but what's Proto Labs? Did I even open this? SGG currency. Oh yeah, yeah, 100% ADHD. 110%. You should see me when I start doing my videos. This is how I am the whole time for like 4 or 5 hours doing the videos. Um, Check out the imgur I sent while you're waiting. You sent an imgur in the Discord? I don't have sound on, so I didn't hear anything. Can you send it again? I don't see anything in here. I guess you probably sent it in the chat and I might have missed it. Arc browser. So let's talk about Arc browser. I like it. It's very nice. Like that right there. You can actually see that just popped up. Actually, I'm blocking it here with my head. So I'm going to scroll up and then I'll hover on this so you can see. So like it does these little like tooltips like with AI. You can kind of ask it AI stuff like, what's the time, I guess? What's the time? And then I can click ask or something. Then it'll like use AI. Yeah, so it'll do stuff like that, which is kind of nice. It's like it's a smart browser. What else does it do cool? So like my pinned stuff, I have my stuff pinned here, and I just leaked my printer IP address, which doesn't matter because it's on my network. It's whatever. But yes, like I have my printers all kind of pinned right here, so I can access the Clipper panels from here. I have my GitHub and like all my other stuff pinned, which is nice. The sidebar is a little weird at first, but the more I used it, the more I kind of got used to it and was fine with it, which is it's fine. Yeah, I switched from Safari actually. I was using Safari for the longest time because it just kind of worked, and then all of a sudden it like slowed down and just stopped working. So I was like, I want something different. I used to use Chrome, and that one just has a lot of like resource stealing, so it steals a lot of your resources. Arc doesn't seem to do that. It's kind of like Chrome if Chrome was Safari, if that makes sense. Printer hacking now. Please wait. Yeah, I don't think Arc is on Windows yet. That's the one problem. So what's this one again? This is Arc. This is Arc browser. It used to be invite only. It's not anymore. Yeah, it's not not on Windows. Here, I'll leak. You know what? I'm gonna leak my IP again. There's my IP. If you want to steal my IP from my printers, and start randomly printing stuff on my printers, there you go. Hackintosh. I don't think Hackintoshes are possible anymore. I don't think. I'm probably completely wrong on that, but I don't know if they are possible anymore. Hackintosh correction. Damn, not Windows. Rip one day. Yeah. The only thing I use Windows for, literally the only thing I use it for, is right now I'm streaming from my Windows computer. So I have, I don't know if any of you actually care about this, but I care about this because I like going on tangents like this. Is that I'm basically screen mirroring my Mac. So I have my Mac sending out on another HDMI cable to a capture card on my Windows computer, and then I'm streaming from that, so I don't have to steal all my Mac resources. So it kind of works out good. Let me switch this back to the camera. There, I'm in full screen now. You can see me big again. Try running KiCad in Linux. Is it KiCad or KiCad? KiCad. Again, people corrected me in comments before on KiCad. I don't know how you pronounce it properly, but I always call it KiCad, which is probably wrong. I've heard it as KiCad. KiCad. I don't know. Ever tried Linux? I would really love to daily drive Linux distro. So, my thing with Linux is yes, I wanted to at one point. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a coder. I used to be like a career dev, right? I started coding in like 7th grade and kind of went about that for a long time. And then COVID hit, and then stuff kind of shifted towards keyboards at that point. Started with keycaps actually. So started with keycaps and then switched to the keyboards like a year and a half ago. But I used to code, and during that phase, I would kind of go through things where I messed around with Linux, but I never dove fully into it. And I wouldn't now either because I just don't have the time to deal with Linux. There's a lot to Linux, obviously. So this guy is basically me, but actually successful. I guess I'm successful with keyboards. Sure, yeah, I guess. Keep grinding, Didn't know you live stream. Made my first custom PCB and QMK firmware with your videos. Great help and thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you could make something with it. If you actually made a PCB, if you're not in the Discord, drop it in there. Your name might look familiar. There's so many names I see, though. I don't know who's really familiar or not, other than like the normal ones, the common ones. Please, someone in chat, tell me why Linux is so fun. Like it seems out of the way in most opinions. I mean, I'll answer that. Linux, you can do a lot with it. I mean, you can basically change anything you want with it. But that's also, in my opinion, the downfall of it is you can mess with everything, and there's a lot of work to manage it. Steam Deck. Steam Deck continues to be popular. Steam Deck is actually interesting. I actually wanted one for a while, but I don't game enough, right? Like every time a new console or game or something comes out, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, but then I don't either do it because I don't have enough time to game, so I don't ever really end up gaming, even though I'd like to a lot more. Which also, problem with gaming is that I use Colmac, so I have to rebind every single game, which I should probably just create QWERTY layers, but side note there. Let me take a breather. I'm talking a lot. We've been streaming for 50 minutes. I didn't expect my first stream to go for 50 minutes. I'm definitely going to do this. I'd say I got to take a breath, and then here I go just talking and talking and talking. I tend to do that. You've probably seen by now. Is that true with the hardware? I've heard mixed things on that with Linux, actually. I've heard that it's better now. Like, is that fully true? Like, or can you still use hardware? So Switch, actually, let's talk about Switch for a second. I have a Switch somewhere over there. I bought a Switch like 3 years ago for Breath of the Wild, literally only for Breath of the Wild. I played Breath of the Wild, got bored of it after like 50 hours, and then the Switch has sat in my room for the past 3 years or so. Side note there. What else? KaiCat on the Steam Deck. Really? Really? I'm curious. Well, I guess Steam Deck if it's Linux. KaiCat is my favorite game on the Steam Deck. Holy shit. Interesting. That is... Let's take a look here. PCB. Okay. Yeah, this is literally Linux, yeah. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, NVIDIA drive. Yeah, that would make sense. That's what I was thinking you were saying with the Linux stuff. Like graphics cards. Yeah, for sure. You have a zillion keyboards. Just dedicate one to QWERTY for gaming. Yes and no. You see, I am a proud Colmac convert, okay? Very proud Colmac converter. Switch back to camera. I really got to make a thing to convert those so I don't have to like look and do it. I can just press a button. That's going to be a video. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. It's definitely going to be a video where I make a Steam Deck, or not a Steam Deck, a Stream Deck. Steam Deck, Stream Deck. I'm going to make my own Stream Deck so I can switch stuff on OBS without having to look. But what was I saying? Lost my train of thought there. What was I saying? Let's look here. Oh yeah, zillion keyboards. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, most of you probably do know, is that I am a Colmac user. I switched about 1.5 years ago. I like it a lot more than QWERTY, even though I'm slower than QWERTY. I'm like 100 words per minute average on Colmac. I used to be like 130, 140 on QWERTY. But part of that thing is that I refuse to use any QWERTY, although I probably should for games. I might eventually make a layer for it. I just rebuy my games to Colmac whenever I do it. So that means that if we point down here, oh, don't mess up, camera. It used to glitch out. Okay. So that means that we have my arrow keys are basically these right here when I play. So I play like that because I use the 5-column too. So yeah, I'm basically a full Colmac user. I think that camera was glitching out there because it like rotates if you rotate the camera. What iPad are you using for Shaper 3D? So I have 2 iPads. I have a mini and I have a 12.9 Pro. The mini I bought literally just for my drones, although I do use some Shaper 3D on it. It's super portable and stuff. But the main iPad I use is my 12.9 when I'm doing that. But I actually, for Shaper 3D, I just use it on here. So I have it on here and I just use it all in here. And actually we were going to look at the gasket mount thing and then kind of got completely sidetracked on that. So I'm going to disregard chat for a moment here because I do actually want to talk about this. I wasn't planning on talking about this tonight, but I want to show the gasket mount because this thing it's really cool. So let's just load up here. Let me think for a second on what I need to do here. Brain needs to process for a moment. A lot of things going on in ADHD brain with chat and all this other stuff. There's got to process, you know. So let's just load up this one. Actually, we'll do this one. We'll do the gasket plate, which we'll talk about in a second, and then we'll do the gasket top for the RP2040. So these are the 3 layers. All right, so let's take a look here at this. So you can see that if I actually hide this plate, there is this gap here. And this gap is about, it's not 15, is it? It's not 15, no. I don't know, it's like 6 millimeters, right? Because the plan is that we're gonna basically sandwich in between here and here pieces of foam to sit between the plate here. And the plate won't actually be screwed into anything. So you can see if I hide this top layer, where's the top layer? It's so this is a problem with Shaper 3D that I hate, is that there's like no real organization to it, especially for like exporting. You could kind of put stuff in folders, but it just gets confusing a lot of time. But I can hide this, and you can kind of see here better that it's gonna sit on this layer of like foam here, right? So it'll sit on there, then it will kind of squish it. It should sound really good. But the other issue is that you see I have two plates here. I have a 5 millimeter or 0.5 millimeter tolerance and a 25 or 0.25 millimeter tolerance. And my worry there was if I go to the top here, you can see kind of this one's the bigger one here and this one's the smaller one. It basically won't have anything to support it. So that wiggle there, I'll explain this better in the video when I can actually show the physical like board, because there will be a video on this board. But it will kind of hold it in place in between that foam so it doesn't wiggle as much. And it should sound really good. I'm excited to build it. I have everything printed for it. But yeah, so that's kind of the gasket thing there. What else we got in here? Yeah, the ADHD loop. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, what did I miss in chat here for a second? Hype for a Stream Deck. Yeah, so gaming on boards like a Dactyl, right? So a Dactyl, I guess, is one example of an ergo board. I do not like gaming on column staggered, or is it, I always get confused, column staggered. So like the Scotto ergo or like the Scotto fly here. I don't like gaming on these ones because if I point this down here, you can kind of see how your fingers sit. It's kind of uncomfortable if you game on that, and especially if you had like a Dactyl or something, that'd be even more annoying because it's like curved and ergonomic and shit. But this one here, that gets uncomfortable, so my middle finger starts to hurt after a while. Point this up. There we go. Okay, let's put this back. So foam, are you going to try TPU? Let me show you what I'm going to use here. I don't know if AliExpress will load, because what it's actually been doing here, is it going to load the Japan one? Yeah, I don't know why my AliExpress does this on my Mac. I have no idea why it does this, but it loads the Japanese website, and I can't get it to go to the North American one. I can only get it on my phone, so I'm actually just going to show you on my phone. Yeah, I'm going to show you because I want to talk about the gasket for these, because it's pretty cool. And I just recently found out this existed. First off, pour-on foam. So pour-on foam is what they use in most keyboards. It is extremely expensive. It's like I think it was like $100 for like a 2-foot piece, like 3mm stick, like super expensive stuff. Because it is also like trademarked. But what I'm going to use here on this board, and hopefully I can actually show you this. Yeah, here we go. So I can kind of show you right here. There's like these little foam strips, if you could see that there. And basically they're just like perfectly cut little strips. They're literally, let me change this. They're literally, here, I can show you there. There we go. Now you can actually see. I can swipe through. So like they're pre-cut little pieces of foam that you can really see there, that are adhesive on one side, and they're pour-on foam, and those sit perfectly on the board. So I kind of designed it with those tolerances of what the size of those are in mind, and it'll just sit on the board. It will work. Yeah, no, so I cleared my entire like browser, like everything. I wiped the browser clean, and it still just loads Japanese AliExpress. No idea why. No idea why. So yeah, I have to remember to switch these, because like if I don't switch these, and I'm just like referencing something on the screen, and then I'm just, yeah. So, Scotto-san, I can't pronounce, but yes, basically it's telling me that I need to use Japanese AliExpress for whatever reason. And I should probably be careful actually showing AliExpress on here, because sometimes like AliExpress will show some really wild shit. like really out there shit. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have this like just on my screen right now, because if it shows something, I could just get banned from YouTube for showing AliExpress, and they could just like be like, nope, you're not allowed on YouTube anymore because you showed AliExpress. Yeah, no, that's Turby. That's literally what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a keyboard. Actually, let me stand up and grab it. I'm gonna go over here and get it. So this is the Scotto Frog. Probably many of you are aware of this. I'm gonna make something very similar to this to control OBS. Basically, that's basically it. Maybe I'll put a screen on it. I don't know. My view on screens a lot of the time I mean, some people might know this. I think I've talked about it before. Is that screens are fairly useless. Switch back there so you can actually see me and fix this camera a bit. There we go, better. So screens are kind of useless in my opinion, other than like knowing what layer you're on or like caps lock and stuff. They're really not that useful, so I kind of don't use them that much. Yeah, I think yeah, maybe let's risk it again. Yeah, I think AliExpress is trying to tell me that I need like a wig and like some yoga pants maybe. Yeah, I think so. And like a security camera. Um and whatever the hell this actually wait, that's kind of cool. Hold on, wait. Let's look at some of this junk shit on AliExpress really quick. This is like is this like a transmission? Like a shift knob thing? Wait, I'm not showing you shit. There, now you can see. Um I this says something. I don't know what it says. But this is what I'm trying to see. Is this thing right here? An extra webcam to show the desktop. Yeah. If this streaming thing works out, I am gonna get a better proper setup. Like this is like literally a shit $100 Logitech webcam right now, so it's like nothing too good. I'd keep this as a secondary to point down at the desk at some point, and then have a secondary on like my face, and then kind of get a more serious setup. But yeah, yeah, like a shifter fidget toy is what it looks like, but I can't load it. What does this say? Let's see what this says. See, all right, so that there, for anyone seeing, that like not loading thing, that's an issue with Arc that recently popped up. It's probably just a bug, but like every page I'll go to will say it's not loading, which is weird. Unfortunately, this product is currently not available in. So it knows I'm in North America. Okay, hold up. So it knows I'm in North America, but I can't change it to North America. Okay, I will accept that. Sure. How's that 60% ortho? Are you talking about the Scott? What is it even called? The Scotto 63. I've done like 24 boards at this point. I forget what any of them are even called. So, keyboards. Wait, shit. Where did I even put it? Did I yeet the files? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. I had an oh shit moment there. This is the Scotto 63. Brain fart moment there. Just like spacing out reading chat. So the 60% ergo that I'm working on, I can actually show you in Shaper 3D. I think this would be better to show you in here. Where do I have it stored? So this is my other thing with Shaper 3D is that there's no way to actually search. It'd be very nice if I could just like Control F and find my file, but I can't do that, so that's a pain in the ass. It's right here. All right, so this right here. This is the entire board right now. We're gonna close these down. These are the custom keycaps for it. So I have the cover meme. The meme obviously is 60% bad because 60% is obviously very bad. So fun fact about 60% is that I'm actually trying to branch out a little bit more now because I'm trying to branch out and kind of get, you know, not to sound like an asshole, but the normies, right? The normies that don't like the 40% boards and stuff. So I'm trying to convert more people to some hand wire stuff and kind of get my stuff out there a little bit more. So I'm doing more bigger board designs like the 108 that I just did at Christmas time or the 61. But the 60 here, so if I switch back again, the 63, the Scotto 63 is this one here. It's going to be wireless. It's going to have a big old battery in it, so it'll have a long battery life. It's going to use a nice nano. And 63 has a 63 keys. And then we also have these custom keycaps in the middle to kind of fill it out there. So I think this is what you're asking about. I am still going to build this one. I just got kind of held up by a few different projects at the same time. That happens a lot with my videos. So a lot of the time with my stuff is I'll start on one project and then I'll kind of lose traction on that project, or I'll kind of lose like not motivation, but just kind of like the thought process. I guess this is the ADHD thing, is that I'll start on it and then I'll be like, this one kind of seems cool. I'll move on to another one. Then I'll move on to another one. And then maybe I'll get like a sponsor video. So then I'll be kind of obligated to do that one. And then it kind of like bounces around. It's kind of like the YouTube game. What else? ADHD for sure. Yeah, 100%. I think most of us in this type of like thing, you know, computers and designing keyboards and stuff like this, I think most of us are probably like that. I mean, that's a pretty broad generalization, but I think to do this stuff, you got to be kind of insane to, hand wire keyboards. You kind of got to be a little bit crazy. What else we got? So I've been using Fusion for years, but why Shaper 3D? Shaper 3D I like because it's not cheap. That's the first off thing. But what I do like about it is it's very easy. Fusion 360 also runs like shit on my Mac, so I don't really like that one as much. It is a lot more powerful. I've done some things in it before when I needed to do something. Like I once made, actually the first iteration of the Scotto coiler, if any of you are aware of that thing, the first iteration of that was actually done in Fusion and Shaper 3D because I couldn't get the Neuralink pattern on Shaper 3D because it's kind of limited. Shaper 3D is really good, but is a little bit limited in what exactly you can do because it's just so simple. So sometimes you will have to pull into Fusion, but Shaper just runs well. It syncs really well across all my devices. And if you have like education discount, you can get that for free. So it is free if you have like a college card or a college email, or you know someone with one. So wink, wink there, right? But what else? Yeah, Fusion on Mac is just it is dog shit. Yeah. Also, side note on this now. I say side note a lot, but on these streams, I'm gonna be I can curse on these. I try to keep my main videos a little bit more family friendly, right? Because I know they're shown in a lot of schools and stuff. But yeah. Um, Sebastian, hey, thank you. I appreciate that with the strong arm emoji. I appreciate the 20. Is that Argentinian? I don't know what currency those are. What like it doesn't tell me. It just says ARS. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, you curse. OMG, I'm offended. Yeah, actually, I curse a lot. I'll curse a lot on my videos when I'm recording them, and it just doesn't make it into the video because I'll get very mad. Argentinian pesos. Oh, cool. So yeah, I'll curse a lot on my videos when I do them because I'll like get on a train of thought and then I'll mess up on a word, right? And then I'll be like, oh shit, that sucks. So then I have to go back and re-record it. And yeah, the videos are stressful to make a lot of the time because like it's a lot of trying to get them right and get the information across clearly without kind of confusing people. Samuel Jackson vibes. Yeah, I could go there. I'm not going to. Good night, Sebastian. What time? Wait, before you go, what time is it in Argentina right now? It's got to be like, is it like 6 a.m. there? 5 a.m. Or wait, no, is it? Wait, no. Am I dumb? Argentina is on like the same coast as me, isn't it? It's like 1 a.m. there, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, 3 a.m. Oh, so you're 2 hours ahead. Okay. Yeah. Good night. That's about when I go to bed too. So that sounds about right. Yeah, Argentina is South America. Um, Scotto After Dark with the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you, Scotto After Dark. Yeah, actually, fun fact: this is probably when I'm gonna be doing my streams. It's nighttime. Um, so I live with my parents, right? They work from home during the day, so I don't really have. I mean, I could probably stream during the day, but I wake up late first of all, so that's one thing. And then also, like during the day is probably not the best time because there's a lot of movement in the house. So later at night is probably it would make more sense. I do have to be. I mean, I'm trying to be quieter right now. My brother's up right now, but he is home from college, so he's like on the other wall there. So if he does go to bed soon, I won't be able to talk as much. Um, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm assuming it's good. I only speak English and some code. I used to say that I speak code as different languages on my Facebook page. Funny thing when I was like younger. You look so much happier than in vids. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with the videos. I was worried about doing this live thing, and I mean, I still am because it's a little bit, it's very different than the videos, right? Like the videos, I can control everything. So in the videos, I can control everything that you see. There's like I can edit it, and that kind of sounds bad when I put it that way, right? Like I can control what you see. I can show you what I want you to see, right? But here in the live stream is I can kind of just spitball stuff, right? And I guess there's not so much pressure on messing up, unless I like leak a password or something. That's my biggest worry with streams is like leaking a password or like something coming up on my screen that shouldn't, right? Like Ali expressed earlier, because there could be some wild stuff on there. And then YouTube completely like eating me from the platform. That's a worry I think with all like YouTubers too. Is you're kind of at the mercy of YouTube, right? Is that they could at any point you could get yeeted. So that's a concern, but yeah. Yeah, so being in full control, yeah, it does lead to being more obsessive. I will really obsess on videos. I mean, when I edit them, it's anywhere between 3 and like 20 hours. I think the PCB video it was 2 days of like 12-hour editing because I just wanted everything so perfect on it. And I still wasn't happy with it. A lot of my videos I actually end up not being too happy with, because I am a little bit obsessive and perfectionist on these, right? Because I want it to be as good as I can possibly get them. But yeah, I put a lot of work into them. Let's put it that way, basically. Kuda. I can't speak. I don't even know if that's like a word. Are you trying to make words? What else we got? Respectful streamer. Yeah. Bad reviews are still views. Bad reviews are still views or reviews? Do you mean reviews or views? Which one do you mean there? Because I actually have something to say on that here in a moment that I can talk about this, because I guess we can call this Scotto After Dark at this point. Yeah, so I guess the way, yeah, if you're looking at it that way, bad videos, views are still views, right? They still pay ad revenue, technically. I just don't like putting out shit. That's basically it. I don't like putting out shit, and the reason I mention reviews, I actually have a sponsored video coming out, and you know what? I will just show it on here. So I'm gonna switch here. I have a video. This is sponsored. That not like what I'm saying right now isn't sponsored, but I can just show this as DR70F. So yeah, I actually, oh wow, they finally did release it. I have a video coming out on this, and I have a lot of good to say about it, a lot of bad. There's been some bad experiences with the company that I will talk about soon, when I do the video. But it's a cool board, and like this is part of my whole thing that I was trying to say is I want to branch out in 2024 to kind of pull in some of the more normie keyboard users, because I think it would be good for my channel and kind of expand everything. But what are we? How am I? I'm doing good. How are you? You said doo-doo. I guess you do curse a lot. Yeah, doo-doo. I prefer the term shit, but doo-doo works also. Yeah, that's one of the things. So you're saying engagement is engagement. That's one of the things with YouTube or like any social media in general is, yeah, engagement is engagement. And I mean, yeah, I'll hide comments from people that kind of go off their shit on my videos. I mean, all YouTubers do. Like when people kind of go crazy on content and like post some out there comments, I'll block the really toxic stuff. But engagement is engagement. A comment is a comment, a bad comment, a good comment. It all acts the same in the algorithm. It all is the same. So at the end of the day, I don't care if I get a view as long as it's a view, if that makes sense. That's saying like, that kind of sounds like I'm saying I don't give a shit, right? But I want good views. I want good viewers, and my viewership actually, I'm very like impressed in my content viewership, because my like ratio or whatever, maybe by saying this I'm going to get screwed over and people are going to go dislike bomb me, but I have like a 98% plus like to dislike ratio, and I'm pretty proud of that. I think I put videos out there that are helpful to people, and that's what I like doing. So yeah, what else we got? 22 people are still watching me. I've had 22 people watching me for an hour and 13 minutes. Me just talking bullshit, basically. How does the mic sound when I'm this far back? I'm using a Rode Pod mic here. Pod mic, which anyone that knows microphones is a directional mic or cardioid or something. What is it? What is it called? Why am I blanking on this? It's a shit. What is the pod mic? What am I saying here? I forget what it's called. Hold on. Dynamic mic. So there's like, it basically picks up when you're close, you can hear me at like the podcaster voice, but when you go further back, it kind of is quieter. So, yeah, dynamic mic. Yep. As long as you guys can understand me, right? If you can understand me back here, let me know if you can't. But I got the chair where I can lean back, so sometimes I want to lean back and kind of just vibe. Yeah, 10% quieter. Yeah, that's fine. If you can understand me, that's all that matters. Okay, my speakers just died. That made me think about something funny, actually, is that I had people on my videos before, on my shorts. I uploaded a short. I keep saying this like I'm just talking. I can show you. What am I doing? Let's go to youtube.com/Joe_Scotto. So we'll go here. Hey, look, I'm live. Wow, would you figure I'm live right now? Shorts. So this short here, I can't hear that, but you might. Oh, wait. Is it? Let me check. Let me check. I'm curious. It is. It is left channel only. So this one, for some reason, when I exported it, I had people calling it out. It exported on the left ear only. And I don't know why, because I export my stuff in mono, but for some reason YouTube picked it up as left only. And I couldn't tell because it was a short I was testing on my phone. So I just didn't know. And this video has like, what does it have? Jeez, I hate shorts so much. Description. It doesn't even show me how many views it has, really? Where are the views? What the hell? 21,000 views. So I uploaded a video, got 21,000 views, and it's only on the left channel. Okay, if left is a state, that is true, isn't it? Shit, because my my headphone amp actually has a left. Yeah, they're Echo lavender, lavender purple. Yeah, my DAC actually has a left mono, and it defaults to left when it's mono. That kind of worries me, because I upload most of well, not my recent ones. My recent videos, since I'm using music on them more often, are actually in stereo, but then my voice channel is mono, but that gets exported to stereo, so it's fine. But that makes me wonder if my mono videos are actually going to get cooked like that and only be left channel. I'm keeping an eye on that. I always preview my stuff a lot, but that does concern me. That definitely does concern me a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, the Acco switches. I like Acco switches. I feel like I have enough viewers at this point that I have to keep saying when stuff isn't sponsored. Although Acco has sent me switches before, it's never been like them reaching out. I've always reached out to them and asked for them. But yeah, Acco switches are really good. The only ones I kind of said in a video that I liked at the time, but the more I used them I didn't like, were the Acco sponge switches, which I can show the video here. Let's look at the video. Which video is it actually? Which one is it? This one, yeah, this video here. These were Acco sponge switches, and they're not great. I'll be honest, they're not great the more I used them. They have a dual spring, so actually let's look at them. So let's go. So we'll go Acco sponge. Hey, have a good night, Buzz. Yeah, Acco sponge. So if we look at the graph here, they have a dual spring, so like they have one bump and then another bump. That secondary bump you can basically not even feel. It's basically non-existent. But then the first bump is pretty pronounced, so it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of a shit switch in my opinion. But I had like 90 of them because I got them for free from Acco, so I used them at my mom's Scotto 108, which I think I showed you guys. I showed you guys the Scotto 108 somewhere on the video. That has the sponges in it, the rest of them. But yeah. Yeah, so niche switches. In my next board, so actually we could talk about that. I can't show you because a lot of it's AliExpress. The gasket mount Scotto Katana, the next one coming out, so when I do the video on that, that's using some bubblegum switches, which are pretty nice. They have a pink and blue color theme, which will match the whole board, so that's pretty cool. I have some, what are they, Holy Panda clones. We could argue about clones and how that works. I think keycaps are bad. Switches are kind of all mass-produced in factories. So, side note on like clone stuff there. But I have some Holy Panda clones there. I have some, what are they? Let's go to Dang Keebs, because this is another one. So Dang Keebs, let's go on here. What are they? Do they have them? They're the Halo. It's something, it's a Filipino treat or something like that. Is it Philippines or something? This is like a dessert. What is it? Halo. This is fucking me up. Halo. You get what I'm saying. Filipino pudding. Yes, that. So, I'm daily driving Acco Cream Blues. Yeah, like Acco switches is just, they're cheap. They're like $15 for like 45 switches. I mean, they basically cost nothing and they're good. But these are what I'm going to use in the Scotto 63. So I'm going to use these in this. They're linear. They sound pretty good. What do they have for housing? Polycarbonate top, nylon bottom, and a palm stem. So pretty good stack there. I do like all palm switches too. I have some of those, which are nice. The Acco silver palm or palm silvers. Those are pretty good. What else? Hollow. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. These are all tactile. So these are not the, which ones? The Holy Panda's a tactile, and those are the only tactiles I'm using anytime soon, I think. Wish the Blues bump was a bit stronger. Yeah, actually, the switch that I really like for clicky, if I'm going clicky, I don't typically use just standard clickies. I use box switches, so the box stick clicks, so like box J's or box navies. Box navies are really heavy though, so I would warn you against that to avoid those. English searching, yeah. Say that. Hollow, hollow. Did I do it right? Hollow, hollow. Is that how you pronounce it? Hollow, hollow. I feel like if I say it too fast, and it's like I'm breathing out. Hollow, hollow. Yeah, got it. All right. Box whites. So I actually box whites. I did a commissioned Scotto Elp a few years ago, or not few. Why do I say a few years ago? A few months ago, like probably 8 or 9 months ago. I went to like Norway, so it was kind of cool. I find a lot of my commission boards are actually international, which is kind of cool. That people internationally buy my boards. The language that's easy to learn for non-English speakers, but makes super difficult to grasp other language phonetics. Is that Filipino? Is that easy to learn? I still find this crazy that I'm keeping 20 people watching me just blabbering on. I find that crazy that I have so many people interested in keyboards and just are willing to just chill and talk about keyboards. I'm seeing this comment now. You're almost at 10K subs. Is that still the threshold? No, I've been monetized since a K, since 1,000. Um, but every like month I see the revenue and stuff go up because there's obviously more views and stuff as it goes up. But yeah, really, English is easy. I've heard that English is like one of the harder languages to earn because it's like we do stuff that's dumb compared to other languages. I think the comparison is at Spanish with like the male and female, like what is it, words, like there's senor and senorita. There's like the differences there. So that makes like more sense to them. So when they come to English, it's just like them or whatever. It's confusing. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do with this is so the whole thing with my channel that I really enjoy more than anything is I enjoy like talking to the people that build these things. And I'm at almost 10,000 now. I'm at what is it, 9.8K or whatever, which is still, it's fucking insane to me that there's 9,800 people that followed my channel. Like holy shit. But that sounds almost like a tooting my own horn thing there, which I don't like to do. But um, I try very hard to kind of reply to almost every comment. I mean, you guys can see it on my videos. I try very hard, and the bigger my channel gets, obviously that gets harder and harder. And I get so many messages from people too, just asking for help with stuff, and it hurts me to have to reply to a lot of them of like, hey, I have a Discord set up for like this. I have a default response in Instagram when people reply to me now. Basically just saying that, hey, I have a Discord set up for this purpose. I'd like to talk to everyone, but I can't because it gets overwhelming if I try to reply to everyone because there's so many people. It's multiple messages almost every day, emails, Instagram, Discord. So I can't do that, and that's what I want to do these streams for. Is that you can come in here and I can talk to you and we can kind of communicate together and just kind of work through problems, talk through a build, really anything. So maybe I'll do more like FAQ. I feel I'm looking up right now. This actually, I'm like kind of like really leaning back here, really really big chilling, but I think that's a big thing with these streams is that it's probably really good that I could talk directly with my community directly, whereas Discord is a little bit less, I mean more casual, I guess, or this is more casual maybe. What else we got? You gotta let yourself toot your own horn once in a while. It's not a small feat. Yeah, so I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I said I have almost 10K, and I was like, it doesn't seem like that many. And then they told me that's like a hockey stadium. If you imagine like a hockey stadium, like 10,000 people, like, that's a lot of people. When you think about it. I mean, my town that I live in is only like 5,000 people, so it's like double my town basically, which is crazy. What would you recommend for a 75% Alice board? I don't really know much about Alice boards, right? Um, I did actually find out recently because I didn't know this. I saw on Reddit there was a post. Someone posted about the Alice boards and how there was a second B. Or they posted they had a keycap set, and there was a second B key with it. And then someone was like, for Alice boards, I thought they were joking. I searched it up, and Alice boards have two B keys. So I didn't know about that until like literally probably 4 days ago. But Alice. Let me type. Let's look at some Alice boards. Oh wait, let me switch this. There we go. All right, so I know we have the Epo Maker. There's a lot of options here, and I do want to do a layout in Alice at one point. Let's go to images. So yeah, you can actually see right here, it has two B keys. We have a left one and then a right one. I can't really suggest any board because I've never used one. There's a lot of options out there though. I do think it looks really cool. Actually, you know, this reminds me. So probably some of you know Flurples. He does the really like popular boards on there. Right B key is that no, you are wrong. Left B. It is left all the way. But Flurple's gasket mount. So this is the board that actually inspired a lot, and it happens to be Alice mount. This board here really inspired the Scotto Katana, with the gasket at least, is that he makes the files available so you can look at the files here. We have all the step files and stuff so you can download it. It's like open source and stuff. But basically I looked at this to kind of see how he was doing the gasket mount on it and then kind of modify that in my own way, of course. But this was an Alice design. So it's an Alice design here, and it is a gasket mounted hand-wired board. I mean, I think it actually sounds, why am I even doing this? I keep forgetting. I could put on my headphones. We can go to, not there. We can go to YouTube. No, don't do that. Jesus, I'm opening so many things. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, you can see how my algorithm kind of throws stuff at me. Alice design, it's this layout here. So you can kind of see like the angled look. I wanted to look at his... So Flurples, if you're not know, he's the guy that did this board, the 16 million view board. Can you hear this too? It's probably really quiet. Oh, it sounds so good. So good. It's a piece of fucking cardboard. Like look at this. It is literally, this board is literally cardboard. It is hand wired to cardboard. You hear what? Okay, here. I'm going to turn this up so you can hear this because this is just ridiculous. I'm going to have to remember to turn this down, but all right, here. So I turned it up. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stop blabbering for a second so you can hear this because it is cardboard. It is cardboard. Prepare. Oh my God. It's so good. It is. Let me turn this down just in case. So it's not thocky. It's not thocky necessarily. It's like, I don't know. It sounds good. And like, what is he doing with it? It is hand wire, which is crazy. Duroc plate mounts. Cherry browns with boba U4T stems. What is that? Sprit? I think they didn't spell that right. Sprit slow 2 65-gram springs. Film with desk keys 3203 grease. Yeah, all right, so desk mats. Yeah, marbly. I say that my Katana board, my recent integrated plate Katana, actually sounds more marbly than this one. It kind of, in person. So it's really hard to get the sounds of a board accurate on like a video, because yeah, you're dealing with basically it's like resonances of everything. You're dealing with the desk, you're dealing with the mouse pad, you're dealing with the board, you're dealing with how your mic picks it up, how your room actually deals with it, because obviously the sound will bounce off the walls and stuff. So sound tests for any board out there, I would say only take them to like 80%, 70% of what the board sounds like, and then there's like that extra 30 to 20% or so that isn't going to sound the same, because you can only get them so much, and I try so hard to get them accurate, but it's really hard. Yeah, all right, so no, it's not U4T. It's cherry brown, so cherry brown bodies with the U4T stems. So he took the stems out of U4Ts and then it Franken-switched them basically. It's called Franken-switching when you combine multiple. Does the T stand for Thocky in U4T? Is it U4 Thocky? Is that what it stands for? Nope, don't play. I'm fact checking you, all right? I'm fact checking you right now. Let's see. Gazoo U4T are super Thocky switches. I'm gonna need some proof on that T. I'm gonna need some proof. I'm gonna need some proof. U4 toasty. On a mousepad, directional mic would be best, but under. Yeah, so a lot of my sound tests are actually done on a silicone mat in my basement. So my soldering mat, that's where the blue mat. A lot of you have seen that. The recent one was done on my desk here. So on this pad here, this is just a desk pad. Jesus, this camera, it starts saying that so this camera will go vertical and that's why it's flipping like that. But yeah, I found too if you layer multiple desk pads, you could change the sound a lot more. Or if you sometimes I'll type on the keyboard on my lap and then it sounds a lot different. So a lot of typing tests are a lot of bullshit. Basically, that's the way to put it, is that they're only so accurate. They can only be so accurate. But yeah. There was that video from Click and Switch where they talk about tactile. I'm gonna just take you that it's thocky, but I'm gonna go for toasty. U4 toasty. I've tried U4Ts, not U4TX if that's a switch, unless you just added an X by mistake. I had a commissioned Scotto starter actually before that I built with U4Ts, and they're super expensive U4Ts. AliExpress you can get them. I think you can get 110 for like $70. I don't like spending a lot on switches because I build so many boards at let me switch this so you can see me. And let me take these off because it sounds weird talking with these. So I don't like spending a lot on switches, right? Because I build so many boards. You can see I have a shit ton of boards here. I have boards there. I have boards over there. I have a lot of boards, right? So the more I spend per board, I like to get a lot of switches when I order them. So I stick to a lot of the cheaper options, basically. More of the story there. I understand for real, for real. Hitting me with the for real, for real. Boards, yeah, definitely boards. And that's not all of them that I built. There's 3 additional ones in this, 4 additional, 5 actually. My dad has his 108 and the num, so he has 2. My mom has a starter and then a 108, and then my brother has a 61 or 61. So a lot. My favorite budget switch. Honestly, it depends. Well, maybe it doesn't really depend. That's a loaded question, all right? That's a loaded question because I don't typically have favorite switches for the most part, right? I kind of just use whatever I have. Um, but I would say probably the best bang for buck switch, I think, is obviously the Gatoron. Are they Gatoron? Yeah. Gatoron Milky Yellows. They're very good switches. Exceptional switches. You can get 110 for $30 on Amazon. Probably about $24, $25 if you get them from AliExpress. But then, you got to wait for shipping on those. As for more actual switches, I guess, nicer switches, Acco Lavender Purples are great. I really like those. These 2 boards there, so the Scotto Long. Probably some of you people haven't seen this. You guys, yeah. You probably haven't seen this board, the Scotto Long, because this video actually bombed. This video kind of bombed. I did this huge cinematic thing for this board, and it didn't get a ton of views, but it has a 10U spacebar. Big thick boy that. Yeah, it's got that thok to it. Yeah, I like that board. But that uses lavender purples. The Scotto Ergo and then the original Scotto Long all use lavender purple. So I have 3 boards with those. And because they sent me them for free at one point, I have a bunch more lavender purple. So I'm going to be using those eventually. I appreciate you seeing that video because I put so much damn work into that thing, and it is sitting at let me switch up the monitor here. What is it sitting at? Scotto L 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is it sitting at? It's sitting at 2.8K, a measly 2,800 views, and This here, no, not this. What am I saying? This here was 10 different shots. So each shot was a shot with just that layer or that column of switches on or keycaps on, right? And then yeah, the texture. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll remind me if I don't mention it. But the this shot here was just like 10 layers and a bunch of like syncing between them, and then I had to run like a what was it? A fake motion blur to get them to blend properly. Otherwise, it's stuttery. Then we have the typing test. But yeah, anyway, I don't get why you and Hazel, I think, asked about my bevel on my XIO board. Let me look. Let me look at that. Let's point that out. Let's look. Did you post it in Showcase? Was it where I was calling it? It was yeah. Was it me that was saying it looked really smooth? Was that what it was? I think. That's a good idea. I could promote it with a short, although I despise short form. Yeah, so yeah, the bezel, it looked like it was printed thinner than it was. What was this printed on? Because it really did. I mean that looks like that's probably supported right there. I can tell by how it's like. But the bezel really looked like it was printed at a thinner layer height. Maybe it's just how you like printed it. I don't know. I mean, it looks really. It's a really really clean print. Like it's extremely clean. But that bezel, I mean, maybe from this angle it doesn't look as much. All right, let me go back to. Yeah, so yeah, Daniel, that's probably true. They probably see the design and meh out. I think that's I mentioned a few times a stream. That's a thing that I think happens a lot with my boards is that people see that they're 40% boards and they're like, I need my enter key, my enter key, my plus keys, and I'm just like, they're uninformed, they don't know. So I think that's a lot of it. But also someone else asked about Prelude Lavender Pro V3s. I haven't tried them. Pre-lube switches, actually a lot of the switches I currently have in my basement right now are pre-lubed, and a lot of the time factory lube isn't like as precise, and lubing only makes so much difference, right? I mean, a lot of people in the keyboard world will tell you that, oh, you gotta lube your switches, that's optimal. I mean, the katana that I'm typing on right now, they're all lubed. I lubed them with 205, but I find it makes a minimal difference. It does make a difference, yes it does, but is that difference worth the headache of lubing switches for an hour? For a 40% board, it's probably 45 minutes to an hour to lube 35 switches, right? And a lot of the time the answer for me is no, because it is torture to me lubing switches. I don't enjoy it. I don't find it peaceful or relaxing at all. The only thing I find peaceful about it is when I'm done doing it and it's done. That's the only time I find peace in lubing switches. So yeah, the factory lube, like I actually just got some MMD matcha. English is hard. You know what I mean? Matcha, the green tea type shit, right? But they're like matcha switches. But basically, they have lube on them already, and they actually feel really good. It feels pretty decent. But when you pop them open, the lube is not spread nice. It's like they basically just like spritzed them with lube, and it's kind of shitty. So matcha, matcha. You know what? This is. I'm gonna change it from Scotto Live to Scotto Learns English. Scotto learns how to speak English. Matcha. Thank you very much for your videos. Hand wearing my own keyboards has added a lot of fun to the hobby. I look forward to designing my own. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the thing I'm trying to teach people is that there's there's just building boards. You can design your own boards. It's not that hard. It's a little confusing at first, but once you learn it, you're good to go. Matchop. Machop. I mean, matcha is yeah. Machomp. Jesus. It's like 1:30. We're going deep into Scotto After Dark here. Yes, same keycaps I used in the background. Macho Man Randy Savage. Matcha is more correct to write. Is that how you do you speak Dr. G95? Do you speak Japanese? I think I saw you posting in Japanese earlier. Or is that someone else? What research did you learn for 3D modeling? From Scotto Keebs? Or Scotto Weeb? Oh my god. Scotto Weeb. I never went through a full weeb phase. Okay, I never went through the body pillow phase and shit. But what I did do is I used to have let me see if I can find the picture. I could show you. I used to have kind of weeb like what are they backgrounds on my computer. Let me find it here. Favorites. Yeah, so here's my desk. Let me actually switch this up here so you can see me. There we go. Now you can see me. So that's my desk. It's very different now. Actually, I could probably take a picture of it now. But yeah, anyway. So I had the weeb backgrounds there. Please focus. Please focus, webcam. There you go. Now you can see it. So yeah, that was my desk. So you can see like the weeb stuff in the middle, and yeah. How am I managing to keep 21 of you active watching this? Is it even 21? Is it more than that? Because it keeps like bouncing. Do I have more? Oh, it's 21. I guess it's 21. If anyone knows the 21. Ah, simpler times, you know? Simpler times. 21. Yeah, 20. It's bouncing from like 19 to 23. I saw like I think peak was like 25 because we're lonely and Scotto Senpai is here. I'm glad we're hanging out now. Oh my god, don't get me going on Vine. All right, let's just this is a keyboard channel, right? But we could talk about other stuff too. So like Vine was peak short form, right? The shit we have now with TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I mean Reels, all of that. It is dog shit content, right? Like I'm not gonna go out there because I'm technically a content creator, right? So I shouldn't be shitting on something that can actually like grow my channel, but I just find it to be lazy content, right? It's short attention span stuff, which I guess I kind of have a short attention span, but like I don't know, it's just kind of minimal effort and just kind of shit in my opinion. So yeah, yeah, TikTok. Oh God, only good TikTok is by Kesha. I think Kesha like disappeared for a while too. I remember that in middle school. I was in middle school with TikTok, and that shit was everywhere. These days it's a lottery before we find the jackpot. Yeah. Oh my God. Do you guys remember meme calendars? I remember meme calendars used to be the big thing. You'd have the meme of the month, and now like they're not that common. You don't get the meme of the month anymore. I think a lot of our humor is like broken too. So a lot of us have like really broken humor. And we just laugh at anything. But yeah, big TikToks are niche. Like, I mean, it's crazy too the shit that people will watch too. Like, we all know there's like really crappy content out there, but they are a meme of the day. Yeah. Um, yeah, everyone knew the big Vines. They kind of blew up, and I think that kind of had to do because Vine was Twitter, so I think it kind of like went hand in hand, Twitter and Vine at the same time. TikTok, so TikTok, the algorithm on TikTok is fucking stupid. Like it is so dumb. I will upload a video, it will blow up to like 800 to 1,000 views in the first like hour, and then get literally 0 views. Like the videos I upload after they're done with that initial push, they're done. And I read things with TikTok is that they have like certain like people they want to push based on the algorithm to like really read your content and decide if it's push worthy. So I don't like TikTok. I'll basically just post some stuff on there just for shits and giggles once in a while, but like I don't. I mean, it's Joe_Scott on TikTok. Go follow me on there. Also on Instagram, go follow me on there too. But plugging myself there. But TikTok's just crap. I don't like TikTok. Humor today is cartoon scenes with crappy mobile games. Yep, Subway Surfers with like just shit. Not even cartoon scenes. It's like you'll get the BoJack Horseman ones, like the depressed BoJack Horseman ones with like inspirational shit. The inspirational stuff out there. You have all the people trying to sell you courses. That's a big one. So I've had people suggest to me that I should try to sell a course, and I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not selling a course on keyboards. I'm gonna make this shit for free. American Dad. Yeah, I've seen a lot of American Dad. I used to watch American Dad and Family Guy, but I think once you like are past like 12, 15 years old, about there, you kind of move on from American Dad and Family Guy. Um, I guess it's funny when you're younger because it's like kind of edgy, and then you get older and you're just like, that's not that hilarious anymore. I mean, there is some funny stuff on it still, but like, you know, we all kind of phase out of Family Guy and American Dad. Yeah, Minecraft parkour with R off my chest. I get a lot of that. Which is, I mean, some of it's kind of, it pulls you in. It's designed to pull you in. So some of it you watch it, but yeah. In Mexico, it's called Papi de Papi de Americano. There's my American accent, you know, trying to talk in Spanish. Papi de Americano. You're welcome to laugh at that accent there. You are welcome. Appreciate those free courses. They are excellent. Yeah, you are welcome. I'm glad you enjoy them. What else? In Mexico? Oh, you already said that. Yeah. I think you should look into making a course. I don't know. Maybe. No, I'm EST, Eastern Time. It is currently 1:42. Wait. Analog clock hard. 1:33. I don't know how I got 40 out of that. No, I mean, I'll dox myself partially. I'm in upstate New York, so not the city. I mean, you can even see where I'm from on my website. You can kind of get an idea, but you won't get my own like address. Shit, I just actually thought about that. If I start streaming and I like actually get viewers, people could actually dox me. Fuck, that's a frightening one. Yeah, be streaming at 2 a.m. and just have the cops roll up. East Coast gang. Yeah, so I lived in Florida for like 10 years, and we moved up here because the schools were shitty down there. And I've been in New York for 10 or, wait, no, it's been like 14 years now? 15 years? I don't know. It's a long time. I bet, yeah, probably like 13 years. I've been in New York for 13 years. So. Is that Sadat? Is that how you say it? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm glad you're making a PCB and make your first prototype. And then, you know, if you're in the Discord, post it in there. I'd love to see it. Florida, piss off with the Florida guy memes. I was young when I was in Florida, okay? I was not anywhere near an adult. I was like 12 when I moved. 7th grade. Are you 12 in 7th grade? 13? Maybe I was 13? I don't remember. Something like that. Hey, how's it going, Ricky? What's up? Gator wrestler. Okay, so actually we could talk about gators in Florida because we did some dumb shit when we lived there. So there's this place called Alligator. What was it? Shark Valley. Here, all right, I'm gonna show you this because this is something we did. And keep in mind, when I lived in Florida, I was a child, right? I was like 12 years old. I think we did this when I was like 10. But this place was called Shark Valley, right? And I'll just show you, and you'll be like, oh. So I lived in South Florida too. Shark Valley. Dumbest shit we ever did. So yeah, this is Shark Valley. Basically, it's just a like roadway on this like on the Everglades in the Everglades National Park, and the alligators would just be right there, and you could just walk or bike right by them. And like here I am, 12-year-old me with my family. I think my brother was like probably what would he be? He'd be like 8 years old at the time. He's 4 years younger than me. And we're just there, and like there's just these alligators that could literally fucking eat us, like right there. And yeah, that was the dumbest shit we ever did. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, like, yeah, like you could see right here. Look at this dude, like literally next to a fucking gator, just like chilling there. It's just like, oh my god, that is Jesus. Such a terrible idea. Yeah, Florida was cool though when I lived there. I like the cold more. Like I'm actually sweating my ass off right now in my room because I have 2 computers running. I like the cold more because it's easier to get warm than it is to get cold, right? So I just posted my split keyboard that I finished a couple of days ago. Let me see if I saw it. Let's look at it on a stream because we can. Off topic. Oh, this is what you're okay. Let's look at this really quick. I was there for my honey. Tons of iguana. Yeah, so the iguanas used to be everywhere too. I think they allow you to hunt them now. Like you could like legally shoot them in your backyard if they're there because they're like invasive. Or I might be thinking of something else. I know there's something they hunted down there. Also, Florida in general, they hunt everything. So Let's look. All right, Ricky, I will look at yours in a second. I want to look at this because Turvey was pointing this out earlier, and I wanted to see it. And then I just kind of got sidetracked. I don't even. Turvey, are you still here? I don't know if Turvey's still here. But yeah, let's look at this. So what's cane toads? Yeah, I think Turvey's not gone. I'd rather look at this when he's here so he could talk about it. Oh, he did a PCB? Ah, chalk switches. Let's go. Pink chalks right there. Oh, box navies. So I mean, I said this earlier in the stream. Box navies are cool, right? They're cool switches. They have. I'm pretty sure these are box navies. I might be wrong, but they're a double. So they use a click bar. So they have a click on the downstroke and on the upstroke. So both will have a click, right? They're just really heavy. So I prefer box jades or box whites. I think box jades are the same as whites anyway, just different colorway. Oh, they didn't? Did they? I don't remember if they said they made it or not. Whatever it is, it looks cool. Looks like we have some. Is that 3D printed? I think these are printed too. It looks like gyroid info. You can see like the gyroid coming through. That's the gyroid infill pattern. He said inserts. I guess is that the whammy bar? Yeah, whammy bar. So that's just ripped down to the normal Guitar Hero guitar. All right. I am going to be right back because I've been chugging water. I will be back in like 30 seconds. So I'm going to actually, how do I mute my mic? Can I mute my mic? Does it even matter? I'll just be right back. I'll be back. All right, so yeah, note to self: don't chug a shit ton of water before streams. I mean, I guess it's been like 2 hours, so I'm saying that like I haven't been here for 2 hours, but yeah. Anyway, all right, what do we have? Let's see what we have in chat since I was gone. Host is gone. Post illegal keyboards. Spam chat with Florida newspaper headlines. Is my mic still? I didn't mute my mic, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Keyboard was. Okay, so Zach, I'll look at your thing in just a second. I want to respond to this though. Chaos idea. Keyboard with spacebar on top. So actually about that, I've debated for like April Fools was actually one of them when I was kind of thinking about doing this. Is a keyboard. Let me switch back to camera full screen. There, you can see me now. I was thinking about doing a keyboard that was like all space bars. So like imagine like a 7-unit wide keyboard, but like it's just 4 rows of fucking space bars, just for whatever reason. It'd be like a macro pad, but I thought that'd be funny. Yeah, he wants to watch there. He or they, I don't know. I'm assuming he want to watch the world burn. Yes. Can you do me a dumb favor and search for a guy named Dino Bino? He plays Call of Duty instruments. Let's see. Copy. We're at 25 people now? How are we at 25 people? It's... Oh. Europe's waking up. That's how. They're seeing it in their thing. A lot of you guys are from Europe probably getting in here now. Put it in the chat if you are. Dino Bino. Should I... Not that I don't trust you, but you never know. You never know. You never know what people are going to send me, right? All right, I think we're safe. We're safe. Okay, I trust you. You want to make, so you said you want to make him a keyboard or a Guitar Hero controller. If you're from Europe, so you've been on since. Wait, so if you're in Europe, it's either 5 or 6. Because I have a buddy in England. Um, so if it's almost 2 a.m. here, what is it for you? It's like you've been on like, geez, late. Holy shit. Promise he's a nice Canadian guy. 26 people. Oh god, I'm getting stage fright. I'm in front of 26 people right now. 740. Yeah, so you're in I'm gonna guess like somewhere near Spain probably because I know I have a buddy in Spain. Um, Tuesday in it. Oh man. Yeah, maybe Paris time, something like that. Um, yeah, England. I've recently, well, not recently. I mean, I've always kind of known, but I recently realized again is England's 5 hours, and then Spain and like rest of Europe is like 6 hours. So something like that. Love from Chicago. Hey, Chicago. My dad's company's based there. Well, technically based here, but also in Chicago. Not his company he works for, but yeah, Chicago. I want to go to Chicago eventually. I like cities. I mean, a lot of you probably don't know. I do photo and stuff, and I like taking photos and videos. So like, cities are fun. Spain is 6, so Madrid at least is 6 hours. I know that. MN, is that Minnesota? Minnesota? Is it? From Europe, but live in Pacific Northwest now. So yeah, you're 3 hours behind. Full size keyboard, all 1.5U keys. Oh man, pain. I don't think that's English. Bo, stop making me try to speak non-English. I can't do it. All right, can't do this. No, it's 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. Awa awa. I thought they said AWS. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Blurry from here. Um, AWS. A lot of you probably don't know. That's what I host websites and stuff on. Amazon Web Services. Um, I don't know how that's relevant, but I mentioned it. There you go. AWS. Bottle of water. Jeez, we're getting into like internet memes here now. 27 people. Can we break 30 people? Is that possible? For my first stream, 30 people? Oh, I dropped to 26. Kekel. Dino has a lot of popular recorder clips. So wait, all right, yeah. So let me go back to this. Let me take a step back here. Oh, and I'm not even showing my screen. Oh my god. All right, here we go. So he does Guitar Hero, right? Am I right here? I don't know what the delay is on this chat too. It seems pretty instant. I have it on like the low latency setting, but yeah. So I think it's probably like 4 or 5 seconds, something like that. So Zach, this guy does Guitar Hero, right? Okay, so let's search up Dino Bino, Guitar Hero. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. I won Warzone on a guitar. Hang up. Hold up. Can you guys hear this? Wait, how?
Let's fucking go. Hey, can you make the sound of a sniper?
How?
I won. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Hold up.
What the fuck? That's impressive.
Let's fucking go.
That is impressive. So you want to make him a have you talked to him about it? Have you talked to him about making him a keyboard? Oh, okay. I'm getting it now. He plays with instruments and plays COD. Yeah, you should definitely make. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool to make him a board and have him play have him play a game and possibly win on it. See if it's possible. How does this work though? Is this real? That's my question. Is this? There's no way that's real. I mean, it could be real if he has a mic picking up like certain notes and it's just translating to key presses. Yeah, but. Is it real? Is it real? Is this actually real? I don't know. Hmm. But I mean, if that is real, that's impressive because like when I play COD, I just die. You know, I just die. So if he can even get a kill with that, that's impressive. Let's see this.
I dropped over 100 kills in the Guitar Hero controller. Just watch.
Oh wait. So you're saying that's a joystick there? That's not okay. So is it a joystick? The analog stick on the controller. Okay, so he's aiming with the controller, and then he's just okay. So that's more doable then. So it's basically just the WAS and D up here, and then the joystick is the aim. So it's pretty standard, I guess. I'm saying that like like I could just do it if I picked it up. I could no, that's still impressive, but so all right. So about that then, HID controllers. I'm pretty sure that these keyboards are just picked up as those. So this would be picked up as a keyboard and mouse. If you did build him one with like an Arduino, like a typical hand-wired board, it would just be picked up as a keyboard and mouse. So I don't think it would get him banned or anything. It, well, I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong on that with the joystick stuff. I was looking at joystick stuff the other day. I think that might cause issues depending. But I know if it's just key presses are just picked up as like a keyboard. Like it shouldn't trigger anything weird there. I don't think. Um, Yeah, so Dr. G, he said the joystick. He uses the joystick to aim. So there's like a normal analog joystick, and then these are like WAs and D up here. So pretty standard for the most part. All right, what else we got going on in here? Giving someone a keyboard with 1.25U keys and not mentioning anything. So actually, my dad's keyboard, the Scotto 108 that I built for him, is ortholinear, and he has a very hard time like converting to that. So it's kind of similar to that, I guess, is that it's like ortholinear, and kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't. Let's close this down. What am I doing? What am I doing? So yeah, I don't know how we keep doing the stream. Seems to be kind of slowing down now. We've been going for 2 hours. 2 hours is kind of crazy. Would it be possible to make a DIY gamepad? Yeah. So that's what I was kind of saying is that with the joysticks you could do that, but I just don't know how they're detected on the computer. I don't know if they're detected as like a keyboard or if they're detected as a gamepad, which would trigger like anti-frame or anti-frame. I'm reading like drop frames up there, but anti-cheat stuff. So no, you're fine, Zach. You're providing content. No one else is saying anything now. It's getting late, I guess. It is still crazy though that I've had 20 people watching me for 2 hours. Have you built a keyboard with a built-in joystick or similar? No, I mean I was looking at that the other day because I wanted to do it eventually, but it looks really confusing. I mean, we could look at it. Let's actually take a look. So if we go to Arc browser, we open up. It's on the other window. Hang on. 1 second. 1 second. Wait, no. Now I'm playing my videos. Hang on. We'll get there. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Why is that not open a new window? New window, there we go. Okay, give me a new window. Perfect. That is, drag this over here. That is what I wanted. Thank you for giving me a window. Okay, so, QMK joystick. Yeah, I love ortholinear. It's what I stick with. All right, joystick. Let's see what we have here. See, this is the point with like when I'm reading any new documentation stuff. I'm just like my brain's just like, hold up, what? And then eventually it clicks. But when it first starts, it's like, okay. Let me search at the wiring. No, so the giant red dragon keyboard, I actually want one. I do want one. All right, I'm putting the joystick thing on hold because I do want to look at this. And they're like 130 bucks, I think. They're not $150. $150 for this keyboard. And the reason I want one of these is because I want the switches. I want these giant switches from it. And I can just decide. I think Glarses actually did that. He took the switches out of it. But yeah, I basically just want to rip the switches out of it and do something with them because at the end of the day, they're just a switch, right? They're nothing. It's nothing unique. It's not like it's a special like PCB. It's literally just a switch. A switch is literally just connecting to things. But that would be kind of cool to tear this thing apart and do something with it. But 150 bucks is a bit a bit much for that. So for sure. All right, yeah, let's go back to this. Let's do a little ADHD bounce real quick. Let's go back to joystick. I wanted to see the wiring before I moved on from that. Let's search up wiring images. That is hand wired. I know they use them on. They do use them on the dactyls a lot, don't they? Actually. All right, here's something that we can kind of. There's just a cat there for some reason, but okay. 4 pins. It looks like it's going to 2 pins, and then we have voltage and is that voltage and ground? Oh, it's a video. So I think that's yeah, that's ground there, and then that's probably voltage going in. Yeah, you call them Plutophage. I call them regicidal. Mush brain for real, for real. But yeah, I don't know how these are wired really. I want to mess with it eventually, but it's not on like the immediate list of things to do. All right, let's look what we have. Is it lagging? Oh shit, my connection is dropping out. Yeah, hang on, wait, hold on. That would be why. Let me pause this. I use this to back up my files, and this I'm gonna have to. We might drop. One sec. Okay, we're back. We're kicking back up now. 1 second. We should stabilize here in a moment. Once this stops. I'm watching my thing right now. If you can hear me. Is it getting better? Are we getting better on lag or no? Come on, pause back, Blaze. Oh my god. Here, let me chat. All right, there we go. All right, I'm getting stable bars again. Are we good? Are we good? Can you hear me? Is video quality back? I got 4 bars again. Are we good? So someone please confirm that we're good. Please tell me we're good. I don't know if anyone's here. Did we get kicked off? Okay. So yeah, what happened is okay, yeah. So what happened is this backup. I run Backblaze and I paused it because it basically steals all my upload speed. It automatically runs to back up all my files because I have like the past 7 years of work basically backed up and backs up everything new. And when this kicks on, it literally steals all of my network. So that cooked me really quick there. So I'm probably gonna set up a thing to remind myself when I start a stream to just disable this until the stream's over. But yeah, so we should be good now. Sorry about that. My bad. I looked up here on my screen and I saw my drop frame just shooting through the roof. And my connection was at like 0. It literally said 0. So I was like, shit. So yeah, where was I? What was I saying though? Where were we before we got interrupted by the damn backup? YouTube can't handle Scotto streams. Yeah. There you go. I forced lag on you guys. All right. Any question? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? You're still at 140. You are stuck with 144, and you're forced to watch it. Try refreshing if not. It should be good. I mean, I see the connection's good, so at this point it should be on you. You know, it's a you problem now, not a me problem. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get some more questions in here because we dropped all our viewers. We were like at 20, now we're like 13. We dropped everyone because my backup screwed me. It deleted all my viewers. Oh man. Waiting to see if anyone says anything now. Yeah, no, this Backblaze stuff though, it actually. Fun fact about this is that this doesn't piss me off that it just basically kicked my stream. Is that this saved my ass recently? Actually, is that I pretty much had a complete drive failure. I had my 8 terabyte drive fail, and within 3 days I had everything backed up, restored to a new drive. I ordered a new 14 terabyte, backed it all up to it. Also, I feel like I always got to say that not sponsored, just a good product. It was a pain in the ass though. I mean, it was a lot of data. It was 8.5 terabytes over 3 days. So basically I didn't have internet for 3 days because I just pinned it at the maximum, just downloaded it all. So I am AFK to take a dab quick. Enjoy. Enjoy. But I promise you have a good thing going from streaming. Please do some more. Sure, Ricky. I will gladly take a look at your board. What is your username? I'm gonna be brutal too. I'm gonna be brutal with your board. I'm gonna tell you what I do and don't like. Maybe I can. Is it? Oh, well, it's probably Richard Pearl, right? Is that you? Okay. Which board is it? This board? All right. Let's take a look here. Yeah, my first hand. I'm assuming this is your first one. It says first one. Duh. Okay. What do we have here? Oh man. I'm messing with you. Let's see what we have. So it looks like. Let me load this up in an actual image I can zoom in on. Actually, let's first critique the layout. Let's look at that. 14 terabytes. That's just a new drive. I only have 8.5 on it. All right, so layout's pretty fine. I like how the stagger is conservative. So I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream when I was talking about, so earlier I was talking about this stagger, so the column stagger here. On my boards, like, for example, I have it down here, the Scotto Ergo, you see it's a pretty extreme stagger. It's a 0.25U, and that can be uncomfortable for a lot of things. So this stagger here is actually pretty decent because, I mean, it doesn't look too extreme. I'm assuming it's like an eighth. It looks like an eighth unit about. Thumb cluster, I'm assuming you probably positioned that for your hand, so that's good too. Won't make it very easy to like work for other people, but if it works for you, that's good. That's the whole point of these like DIY boards. Let me also pay attention to this while people talks about stuff. All right, yeah, let's just keep critiquing this. Side note too, very nice mouse choice. I appreciate the mouse choice because that is what I also use. MX Master 3S, great mouse. That is a 3S, right? Yeah, I'm assuming that's a 3S. Yeah, TRS, very good to connect the halves there. That is the cable that, I mean, most people should use for a split board because, can you guys see this all right too? I just got to make sure, but yeah, like I think a TRS is great. Four poles, so you have 4 poles to push stuff over. Let's take a look at the wiring now. Critique here. I don't like these feet. Not that they don't look okay. They look fine. I mean, they're just big. I like those. Maybe there's a reason you have those. Is there a reason you have really big feet like that? Because I typically on my boards, you can see, you probably can't see that because that is so dark. There, you can see how thin those are. That is so bright now, but you can kind of see how small those are. So I keep them pretty small. So those are a little bit big for my liking. Raise it up a little bit too much. You know what they say about big feet. Oh man. Yeah, I printed the plate with a more exaggerated stagger and didn't like it. Yeah, that's probably something I should have done with my boards when I designed them too with the stagger. Is probably should have tuned it back a little bit. I've just kind of stuck with it. So, and to be fair, most of my boards are kind of the same iteration of the Scotto Fly, the Ergo ones. But the wiring here, I do like the wiring. I see you're using my method of the copper wire here, which is great. What are you doing here? Oh, you're going on the bottom. That's pretty good. What I would do differently here instead is I wouldn't go to the bottom for this. So this one here, I wouldn't go to the bottom. Instead, I'd wire through the top because you could completely skip any insulation at all up here. So if you ran a wire up top here, you would have no insulation. It'd be a lot quicker to wire up. So it's a little bit simpler there. TRS is clean. Like I said, TRS is great. Is this an IO expander here? What exactly is this? What are you using here? Because this looks like just a, yeah, this is an RP2040. You can see the logo right there. So it's just one of those AliExpress RP2040 boards. But what is this? What are you using here? My eye itches. Itchy eye. I've had such dry, itchy eyes for the past few days. Oh my god. Okay, so that is an IO expander. That is, all right, so that's nice. So you can use that. You might be inspiring a project with me right now, actually, because if you know about my VGA board, I used one controller with the VGA cable because I could just pass the matrix then, but I didn't know IO expanded. What model is this? We can take a look at that right now. I think everything about this looks good. The wiring's good. The case is maybe a little thin for my liking. The walls are a little bit thin, and those feet, and maybe the bottom layer here isn't the greatest. Is a little bit high, so that bottom layer there, it's a little bit high, but I mean that's just purely cosmetic stuff at that point. Everything electronically looks okay though. And you're doing the pull-up resistors here, I guess, for the TRS, right? I'm assuming that's what those are. Yeah, sending them there, which I don't think you need if you do. So you can do, there's I2C and then there's a serial connection, which you don't need them for serial. Solder is a bit cold. Yeah, the joints I would say look a little thin on here, yeah. Nothing too major though. I don't see that as a big issue. For the most part, solder, if it sticks, it's pretty good. If they're cold, they're a little bit more fragile though. This too, I would say actually a little bit long there. That's another reason to do them up top, is that you don't get these really long wires coming from your diodes here. Just it leaves less area for stuff to short out, right? So if you have this here, you have a lot more area there for something to short that out. Whereas if it's shorter, there's obviously less area for that to happen. Oh, looks like we're back up to 19 people again. Still somehow keeping 19 people at fucking 2 a.m. All right. Am I wrong? Why are so many keyboards not very shiny solder points? So that has to do with the heat. Shiny joints are, I mean, I think it has to do with the solder also. I've gotten a lot of shit actually on my channel for pushing leaded solder so hard, and this could be a thing we talk about right now. Actually, is that leaded solder? Let's flip back the camera here. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay. So leaded solder is good. It is better. You cannot change my mind on this. It is factually better because it melts at one temperature and cools at one temperature. It's called not eukaryotic. That's with cells. It's eukaryote or something. Eucliptic, something like that. Please, I know a bit of solder. Yeah, so it's basically it melts and heats up at the same point. So it melts and cools at the same temperature. It's less fragile than lead-free solder. It does, obviously, it's lead, so you don't want to like eat it. But the thing that's bad with lead solder, and people don't always know this, is that all solder has this. It's the flux. You don't want to breathe the flux fumes. They're really bad for you. But lead itself doesn't like vaporize at like 400 C or whatever we solder at 300. It's not gonna. I think it's closer to like 800 C is when it vaporizes. Let me see. Let's search this up. Let me switch back. Let's do some fact checking here. Anyway, Richard, I will say this is a nice board. I'm impressed with it. Just change those feet because they're too tall, way too tall. But yeah, let's go back to a browser. We will do a new window. So most people do use flux. Yeah, so yeah, the leaded 0% lead in that is why those joints wouldn't be as shiny. So to answer that question, but if we go to what temperature does lead vaporize? Oh man, I'm getting on a list for this one. Jesus. Okay, so actually, what is 752 C? Okay, so at 300 C, you're not risking. When you're at 400, you're getting close to the vaporization temperature to lead, which could pose a actual lead risk to breathe in, I guess. Oh yeah, silver solder. I use that. I've used that for jewelry stuff. Expensive shit, but yeah. But yeah, so let's look up now lead solder. Tin was 40. Damn, I need to stop drinking. Yeah, so there's a lower melting point, joint quality. I mean, this is just like quickly breezing over it. But leaded solder basically is just easier to work with. It melts at the same temperature. It melts and cools at the same temperature. It forms stronger joints. It causes less tip oxidation. And all solder, pretty much all of it, you're going to see typically that solder is, let me switch here. Solder is typically rosin core solder, right? Rosin flux core. So all solder is pretty much the solder, so the metal around a core of flux, which will assist in it like soldering onto stuff and basically cleans and makes the joint more secure. I got shit in my video I made with the tips on this. Probably a lot of you didn't see this because it's an old video, but I said that I think flux is cheating, and I still kind of think, I stand by what I said there, is that you should be able to just solder with flux in it. You don't need like separate flux to flux your wire and then use the flux core solder on the fluxed wire. And it can help, yeah, but basically the moral story here is that with like solder, it just flows towards heat. That's basically the whole thing here, is that if you have enough heat in both parts, the solder is going to flow to it and it'll just work. And leaded solder just has a lot less issues compared to lead-free solder. So I always say, like, don't use lead-free solder because it's shit. Unless you can't get it, if it's your only option, of course. But yeah, fluxing nuts. Is that a joke, or are you saying something about fluxing nut? Like, actually, is there something there? Is that you making a meme right now, or? Yeah, yeah. So that's what Flux does. It cleans it and it prevents the oxidation. So it just makes them bind better because it prevents the oxidation while you're doing it. But that's also like the thing with the lead free is that it helps with the tip of your iron too to not oxidize. Although the tips of the irons they're disposable items, they will go bad. I get now fluxing nuts, fluxing crazy, man. Oh, I had a guy at work try to solder a plug with pipe solder. Yeah, you can get the solder from Home Depot, and that stuff is trash. Really bad, really bad. There's the solder they use on copper pipes to join them. I think it's called brazing actually at that point, or maybe they do call it soldering too. But yeah, yeah. So Eli, that is an exception. I will say is that soldering surface mount stuff. Flux is pretty much essential. Actually, I have a video. We can look. You see, this is great. This stream thing is working out way better than I expected it to. And I'm glad I've like actually keeping a pretty good viewership. You guys are hanging out for a while. This is kind of cool, and it's late at night, so I'd be surprised to see what happens if I did this during the day. But yeah, how to solder a diode. I don't know if this will pull up my video or not. Will it? Look at that number one. It's probably because it's my search, but yeah, this here.
Of the position on the PCB.
So this is where flux is crucial. Is stuff like surface mount. There I am. Look, it's me. So I flux these pads there because it's pretty much crucial for surface mount stuff. Sweating. It's called sweating. Yeah, a lot of people will. I mean, I don't typically call out when people do bad stuff with these boards unless it's not gonna work. You know, for the most part, these boards just work. Like hand wired boards. Let me switch my camera. Hand wired boards are really not that complicated. Honestly, I say that because I've done it for over a year and a half now, right? I mean, we all know that too. A lot of us in this chat know that these boards aren't that hard, but they really aren't. There's really not much to them. Like as long as you have a joint connecting the two things, the only real issues I think you'll have long term is possibly that joint not being it didn't cool enough and possibly cracking. But I mean, if you're using the copper method that I show and the copper method that most of us use, it pretty much surrounds the entire copper wire. So like it's basically a piece connected, surrounded completely by solder. So I don't really see any real issues there. If you can disable a bomb in CS:GO, then you can wire a board. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. Yeah, they're not that complicated, and that's kind of the whole thing I'm trying to get across to my channel is like you don't need to just buy another fancy ass rectangle. You know, you can make a board that is your board, right? You can make a board that is whatever you want. So they're simple and easy. I've seen hand wired wrapped boards. Hand wired wrapped boards? Even hand? What do you mean? Link me. What do you mean there? Hand wire wrapped boards? I'm trying to read this chat and it's like small. My eyes are like. I said a little while ago, my eyes are like been burny today, so bad, so like dry and burny. I don't know if it's allergies or like the heat or what, but yeah, it's been annoying. So, who you retract Robert in here retracting his message? Oh boy, oh boy, censoring himself. They are 3D printed to wrap a wire around the post. Don't insult my New York water. I only drink tap water. I don't drink our fridge water because I like the tap water. It tastes good. I don't know if you're insulting your water or complimenting it. I can't tell if it's a slash S or not. I enjoy our tap water. I need more water. I need more water. I mentioned this earlier. Anyone that's new in here, this not sponsored. Fuji apple water from Walmart. Ooh, so good. It literally tastes like an apple. I shit you not. If you have a Walmart near you, go there tomorrow. 80 cents and buy this stuff. It is water that tastes like an apple. It's amazing. That is so good. The bot I can't stop trying to make me say stuff that I can't speak. I can't say it. How do the 3D printed caps hold up? I'm interested in designing and printing a set. All right, so very good. I mean, they're printed, right? So I can actually show you. Here are the ones on the Scotto Frog here. These are the flat caps, which are a little bit weird. They have some texture on them. These are easier to print though because obviously they don't require like anything complicated. There's flat. So they're easy to print. And then I have on the katana here the scooped ones, which I think are nicer. They print at an angle. They'll hold up great because they're just, I don't know if they're going to shine. I don't think they will because they're PLA. ABS would shine, but I don't think these will. The legends aren't going to wear off unless you're like literally digging on your keycap, like you're actually trying to scrape the shit off. It's not going to come off. And they feel good too. Like there's not really texture on them. And I don't think I ever showed this, but there are homing keys. So you can see there's a homing key right there. So there's homing on my things that you can print. Honestly, if you want to try them, print out a set. You print them at 0.12 layer height because they do need to be really thin in order to actually print properly. But print a set of just blanks. Print some blank ones. It'll be really quick, probably a few hours on an ender, probably like 6 or 7 hours, something like that. And see if you like them. And then if you do, then you can do multi-material if you have that option. But just if you want to see if you even like them first, do some blanks. Homing or homie keys? Yes, to both. They're homing keys. They're homing keys for my homie, you know? Plus, making small boards with blank keycaps is extra security. Even if someone knows your password, yep. That is definitely something with these small boards, these 40% boards, even with Colmac. If you have blanks on it, then they have no idea. So small board with Colmac, no one will have any idea how to use your board. And that's honestly a selling point. Hey, Wade, how's it going, man? What's going on? Is that a pink wave? Do we have fancy emojis in here? Is this a thing? Do we have fancy ass emojis? Oh my God, holy shit. Look at this, look at this. Let me pull this up. Look at all these options. Look at all these options here. Get some emojis in the chat. What is this one? What do we got here? Wait, can I send it? There we go. Yeah, so Wade, actually, I don't know if you saw. Look what I'm typing on here. Look what I got. Thanks for, so anyone that doesn't know, Wade is actually Wade KBD. Wade, I just know him by Wade. He's the one that actually showed me the katana layout. It originated with like the Katana 60 board, but he posted a lot of stuff with this, so I kind of learned from them. But yeah, got some. What is that? A bike? When I see a 108, the 108, the 108. I am just. Man, let's look at the 108 because I want to shit on my own board for a moment here. I really do. I just want to. And no one can stop me because this is my stream, you see. Oh, my keyboard's not even plugged in. Let's plug it in. Yeah, wait, I am excited to do the gasket version. I'm just, with the gaskets, I think, they just got to America, I think, from China. So they just got here, so I should have them in a few days. Let's go to Scotto 108. Look at that. It comes up on Google. And actually, when you search Scotto 108, there's a lot of stuff with stamps. Fun fact here. A lot of stamps. Get stamps. Scotto 108 for some reason. But no, we can go back. And let's just trash my own board. Yeah, no, Zach, you can literally say it is the worst board I ever made. I fully agree. I hate this thing. I despise this board with a passion. Now, the only good redeeming quality about this board is this right here that says too many keys, indicating why it is such a clusterfuck piece of shit. Okay, that is, yes, I am saying that about my own board that I designed because it is just, oh my God, 108 keys. You don't need that many. You don't need 108 keys. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4 above the macro. So originally that was going to actually be, so the controller was originally going to go here. This is where I was going to put the controller, but I couldn't think of a way to do that like without, because the wire would have to come to the right? The wire would have to come out this way, and that's where your mouse hand sits if you're right-handed, so that'd be like in the way. So I just put the macro keys there to kind of fill in the blank, and it's just kind of there. But yeah, I don't like this board. It's too big. I think it looks like a Scotto Keebs board. Obviously, I made it, but like other than that, it has way too many keys, and I'm just, oh God, I don't like it. So gaskets. All right, so if anyone doesn't know what gaskets are, I guess I will answer that. They're just basically you mount your switches on like a flexible part, so it bounces up and down. You'll see it in the video when I do that. Hyper 7 R3. What are we talking about Hyper 7 here? Oh my god, I have like slime on my right eye. Oh my god, it's all blurry. Ugh. Maybe I got pink eye. Oh my god. Jesus. I don't know if I can even show this on YouTube. This is terrible, this board. Holy shit. Yeah, I might have to ban you for mentioning this one. This one's bad. What? Why? Why would anyone want that? Yeah, no, I actually do think I might have got sick recently. Because, like, I've been all, like, nasally and shit. It's been torture. And now my eyes are all, like, goopy. I don't know if it's pink eye or what, but I'm dealing with it. I'm noticing, too, this is, like, what the hell? ASDFGHJK. It's honestly hurting me watching this thing. Jesus. Hazel's cooking? Wait, what? What's going on? Hazel's cooking where? Where is Hazel cooking? Is Hazel cooking somewhere? Wait, is Hazel here? Am I just dumb? I'm confused. You're confusing me. I am confused. Explain it. I need an explanation. I need it explained to me slowly and precisely. Gets banned for mentioning KB instead of water. Why would I get banned for mentioning water? Oh, yeah, the haze. I think I get what you're saying. Let's actually look up some of Hazel's builds because we can right now. Even though they're not here right now, we can look at their stuff. Hazel, Jason Hazel. I always thought Hazel was a girl because of the profile picture. Because it's like, wait, shit, is that? No, that isn't, is it? No, is it? I don't know if anyone knows about this. This isn't it. No, not ants. What am I thinking of? Edit. Yeah. I'm going out there. It is. Holy shit! I don't know if that's what this is originally from or not, but Hazel's profile. So I always used to think Hazel was a girl because of the profile picture, but then I found out Jason Hazel, so I was like, oh wait, that's her last name. Okay. But this profile picture is the same as this. Edit is a very good band. They're made up of people from Glitch Mob, if you're not aware. But yeah, it's this in purple. I don't know what that's from though. I think that's like a artist or something. I'm working on designing a board to not have to shell out the cache for a DaVinci Resolve. Yes, speed editor. I actually saw a video just like the other day on the speed editor of someone who customized over Hippotech. They made it hot swap with Milmax. But for those of you who don't know, this is a speed editor. The only reason you would actually want to consider speed editor, if you're not aware, it does come with a license for Resolve. So if you don't have Resolve and you get the speed editor, it basically comes with a license. So you're basically paying like $100 for the speed editor. You're still paying, $395 like right here, but let's open this up. So this is speed editor for those of you who don't know. It's for editing and DaVinci Resolve video editing, and it has like a bunch of like shortcut keys and shit. Yeah, $400 for a glorified macro pad. I mean, from what I hear, this knob here is really nice though. This is actually, this is what I use to edit. I use a Torbox. Believe it or not, I don't use my own board to edit. I use this. It has a bunch of knobs on it though and stuff, so it works really good. And these are like $160, so not that bad. Also, not sponsored. But these are great. If you want one of these for editing, I would recommend that. Have you done a gasket mount keyboard? I'm newer to your channel, so I apologize if I missed it. Yeah, so I mentioned a few times this stream actually. I don't know exactly when you joined. This board here, the Scotto Katana, the one I just did, is integrated, but the next version is going to be gasket. So you can see it's gasket here. So the next one will have a gasket on it. Okay, JT. All right, I'm not saying it. I don't want to get banned, but yes. Oh man, that's it. I remember that song too. When was that song? That was like 20. Only people that read your comment are gonna know what I'm referencing, but that's like 2016, I think. I think so, something like that. Yeah, going back to Dova too on that speed editor though, looping back on that. $400 is super fucking expensive for this. Like, honestly, like, I mean, I think the reason is that much. It comes with the license for Resolve. Resolve on its own is $300, so really it's only like a $95 thing. But if you already have Resolve, you don't have a reason for that. It's just expensive. Oh, my eye, so gooey. Yeah, I might try to push the stream to 3 hours for my first one. So we got like maybe 25 minutes left. It is 2:20 in the morning, so I might push this one and maybe stream tomorrow. I want to actually stream designing a new board, so I'll probably do that a little bit earlier. But hey, good night, Ricky. I think it's probably night where you're at. Hey, yeah, JT, I'd be able to stop scratching my eye. It's a little bit hard, but when it has like goo, I just want to like get it so it stops. But yeah, good night, Ricky. Yeah, I'm gonna push this another 30 minutes and then end it. So maybe not even that long. We'll see how long we make it. But yeah, speed editor, expensive as hell, super expensive. Wait, why is this one cheaper here? Oh my god, is that a full keyboard? DaVinci Editor keyboard. This thing's got to be like $900, right? This thing's got to be. Wait, it just said right there. Wait, I'm dumb. Oh no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Hold on. Oh, you're where would it be midnight? That's Central Time, right? No, not Central. Like not Pacific, Western, something like that. Yeah. I think you said Utah. Yeah, Utah. There, I'm reading it now. Someone asked earlier, Eli, about handwire with RGB. And no, it's too much to deal with. And I'm not a big fan of RGB. Mountain Standard. Is it Mountain Standard Time? Yeah. As I found out, I just got over pink eye, so I might have passed. Yep. We got, all right, so everyone in the Discord, watch out. We got pink eye going around in the Discord. So, yeah. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate the pink eye through Discord. RGB. Nah, man, I don't know. RGB is just, it's cool. It's acceptable. But, I don't know. It's not that cool. It's the whole gamer thing, right? Oh my god, someone knows about Joji, the source. Man, I used to listen to so much Pink Guy, and I listen to a lot of Joji now, but I wish I could play like real music on my videos, because the Epidemic Sound stuff, it only sounds so like okay, you know. I wish I could play like Joji and shit, but I don't know. Not really low key. I'm high key judging RGB. RGB is just kind of, it is what it is, you know. I think I say that a lot too, is because I don't want to do it. So because I don't want to wire RGB, I kind of shit on it more than I probably should, because I know a lot of people like RGB, and I'm not gonna like fully knock it. It does look good on some boards. Like when I did the video of the Keychron, here, let me fix my camera. I have to remember to do that. When I did the video on the Keychron Q9, the 40% board they did, it had RGB and it looked really nice. So I mean, it can look good, but you know, I mean, it's just something else. It's RGB. So I'm convincing myself that it's bad. So maybe one day people will convince me to do something with it, but until then, I'm not doing RGB. I'm not sure how it'll work for YouTube. I know they're splitting for removing music tracks from streams. Oh shit, that is true. I didn't think about that. So yeah, in OBS I can actually record separate tracks, so it records a separate video. But what I'm actually doing is this is just going to go live on my channel immediately after the stream ends. So the stream's going to end and then this will go live. So I'm not going to do that. But also the other thing I don't really want to risk is I don't want to risk getting a copyright strike for anything, because you can still get them from streams. I actually did just delete, well, this was like 6 months ago now, but I had two other channels. Like I had my old gaming channel. I had another channel I had that had videos on. They had like no subscribers. They had like 100 subs each, but they had videos on it that had like copyright and stuff. So I deleted all those off of, after backing up, of course. But I deleted off those because I didn't want to risk any possibility of getting a copyright strike, because that's like basically just destroys you on YouTube if you get a copyright strike. So I don't think I'm going to risk that, although it would be okay. Like I would want to listen to real music, but we'll have to deal with this here. I'll show you on here. We'll have to deal with Epidemic Sound, which is fine. I pay for this so I can have this music, and I'm not going to get copyright strikes. What do we have in here? Yeah, RGB Underglow. That's a better use for RGB, I think, and that's actually more likely if I did anything, because it's easier to wire up. Quick question: when you're making a board in KiCad, is there a model for both solder and hot swap? Yes, there is. I will actually show that. We can show that. Let's jump into KiCad. This is what's so cool about this. I can just show you shit as you ask it. What is this? What was this Scotto resin? What was I working on? What was this? Scotto resin. What? Oh, oh, yeah. I'm not showing this one. Yeah. You guys don't get to see this one yet. This is something a future video. I don't want to leak the idea. Um, Take from the name what you will. It's yeah. We'll talk about that one another day. So what we will do, we'll go to desktop. We'll create a untitled one. No copyright sound isn't actually copyright. What they do a lot of the time is they'll have the sounds uploaded, people will use it, and then the copyright strike all those channels and get the money from them. So it's not actually no copyright. I have a Epidemic Sound like licenses and stuff, so I have like full permission to monetize on it. But so if we go in here and we just add a component, we can do Scotto Keybs. We'll type in MX so we get these. So we have MX. Wait, what were you? Hot swap and solder, right? So we have the hot swap ones here. So let's actually talk about the hot swap ones. We'll add a hot swap one here, and then we will add a MX hot swap. Plated. So the difference between these, there is a difference on these. So we're talking about the hot swap ones first. The left one here is the non-plated, which you could see on the holes. So the mounting points here. Let me zoom in so you can really kind of see it. Let me also read chat. You already have my printer IP. So yeah, so this here, these aren't plated, meaning you can't run tracks from them. So I can only run tracks from like the pads on the hot swap sockets. The plated ones, though, you can run tracks from these, which makes it easier. You don't need vias, basically, so you don't need to like add a via to switch to the top or bottom layer. So these are those there. Write that down. Oh man, chat's getting toxic. And then we also have just the MX 1.00U. So then we just have the normal MX ones. So these are the solder ones. These are the hot swap ones. I would highly recommend if you're going to be using these, use the plated ones because it's just easier when routing. So any questions, class? Any questions on the hot swap versus plated ones? So I'm reading your thing. Oh, you see my Gundams. Let me respond to the speed editor thing. Basically, yeah. So Resolve, I run into limitations with it because I use some of the more advanced things like Fusion to do tracking and stuff. But the free version, yeah, it basically does whatever you need. So you're not going to run it. And like noise reduction, that's a big one. That's on the premium version. Yeah. So I'm not going to move them. I would love to show it on video. I would very much love to show it. But the one back there, I can kind of, that one right there is it's the Hainu, the really, really good one that was really popular. And then that one, I don't know the names of them. I just built it because they look cool. It was like a phase I went through. I have a wing one back there. I have the Sakura Wars back there. There's one up top that's Sakura Wars. I have like 5 or 6 on my walls. I just think they kind of look cool. And then I also have my drones. You probably can't see the drones, but oh wait, I was pointing over there and you can't even see that. There's like a wall here. My bad. Here, actually, I can wait. I'm getting Reddit stuff. Yeah, so what I'm saying is plated is goated. Yes, plated is goat. No problem, Robert. I'm gonna be doing more of these, so if you want to tune in, hop in. I'll have questions. You're 29, Zach. You're 5 years older than me. What am I? I'm almost 25. So yeah, that's like four. You're like 4 years older than me. Saw a reflection on my glasses. Oh, did you see my password on my phone? Is that a thing? Did you see it? No way you thought I was 38. There's no way. No, I think we got some older people in the group. I think Hazel was talking about it the other day in the server about how a lot of people go into the ergo stuff when they get older, right? And I think I didn't respond. I was going to respond to it, but basically, I think why that happens, a lot of people as they get older realize that typing on like normal boards is really like messing up their wrist and stuff. And then they start finding out about custom keys, and they realize that there's like really ergonomic options out there that they can actually use. And that's kind of what happens, I think. So that's why I think we see a lot of more older people in the ergo space. I'm starting to get tired now. I'm gonna do like 15 more minutes of this, and I'm gonna probably pass out. But let's look at these questions here. So we got, if I have more switches than number of pins on the Arduino unit, what can I do? All right, so basically that's the reason you use a matrix first of all. So direct wiring, you're limited to. I'm assuming you're probably newer to this. Direct wiring, you're limited to. Obviously, you have a ground pin, and then you have one pin for each switch. So on an Arduino Pro Micro, that'd be 18 pins. On something like a matrix, you can get more than that. So you can get as many rows and columns as you have pins, and you have to kind of think that out. There's I/O expanders. Ricky was in this chat earlier. He could explain that, but there's I/O expanders you can use. You can use a split layout, so you can do a split board where you basically connect two Arduinos together to get more pins. There's a few options there. If you look in the Discord, you'll see some stuff in there. Are you planning the next stream you'll share? Are you planning the next stream you'll share about? What about 3D printing guide? I don't know if I'm going to do any guides on 3D printing. I've thought about it a few times, but I've kind of avoided it because like it's highly specific to whatever printer you have, and there's a lot of like what I show you won't necessarily work for you. I think 3D printing is really something you kind of have to struggle through on your own. Unfortunately, you can only learn so much. I mean, that's kind of what I've done for the past 5 years. Is I've struggled through 3D printing on my own to get it to where I'm at now. But in the next video or the next stream, I'm planning on designing a board. So I'm going to like do a whole board design. I want to kind of go through that whole process and kind of explain stuff as I do it. And then it will also live as a video on my channel, so you'll be able to kind of go back and see the whole process. I mean, it was probably going to be gasket mounted. What else do we have? Do you remember my first showcase? I mean, there's so many in there. I'm sorry if I don't remember. There's so many people post stuff, a lot of stuff. Matrix, yeah. So responding. Stop by Dunkin' to get I have a Dunkin' pretty close to my house. I don't actually drink caffeine though. I quit caffeine a few months ago. I do this every like a few times a year. I quit caffeine for a few months and then go back to it. It's like an endless cycle. But I find, I mean, maybe I don't seem it right now, but when I'm off caffeine, at least in my videos, I feel like I'm a little bit slower and more clear than usual. Maybe. I don't know. You guys could be the judge of that. Oh, my Mac just went to sleep. I gotta wake that up otherwise. Let me make sure. Does it still have connection? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Older people. Excuse you, I'm 31 years young. I mean, yeah, that's still young. I consider anything under like 50 or 60 young, honestly. Or not really young, but I think when you think of an old person, I'm thinking of like 50 to 60 is when you're starting to get older. Sorry if anyone's 50 or 60 in here. But I think like 20 to 40, that's still like, young and energetic for the most part. What else we got? Dr. G's older than me. Can I put two switches on one pin? No, you can't put two switches on one pin. On a matrix, yes. If you have a matrix, you get more than one on one pin. But on a direct wired, no. JT, nope. You can't know the settings. No settings for you. Nope. Honestly, okay, so Eli, honestly, ergonomics isn't why I'm into ergo boards. I'm more into efficiency on the benefits of onboard. Yeah, that's fair too. So a lot of my boards obviously aren't ergo, right? So my typical like ortholinear layouts, they're not really ergo, and they're actually kind of less good for you. Is that proper grammar? I don't care if it is. They're not that great for you, right? Because you're kind of cramped. You're sitting like that, right? When you're typing on them. But you get less finger travel because of all the layers and stuff. So like my little 5x10 layouts, you don't move your hands as much from home row, especially with Colmac. So like everything's kind of positioned there. You have your number row there. You have all your like common symbols and stuff. So you don't really move. So it's better in that way too. What else? Have you experimented before with homemade PCBs? Hattie or Haiti is I don't know if that's how you say it, but I guess you're new to the chat. Welcome. Basically, no, I haven't. I haven't done homemade PCBs. I looked into it a little bit before, and I decided not to mess with it because you need to use some like really dangerous stuff to do it. I'm just like, no, I don't want to mess with that. And it's so cheap to get them produced at a factory. There are some things out there now that you can actually get that will allow you to produce PCBs at home. There's like machines and stuff, but they're like 5-6 grand, so they're not really like affordable. Basically, for PCBs, just pay the factory 20-30 bucks, have them make it for you, and just don't even bother. Just get them from a factory. What else? Hadi Habibi. Yay, I'm young. So if I have 10 rows and 10 columns, I need 20 pins on the eye. So if you have 10 rows and 10 columns, you'll need 10 pins for the columns and 10 pins for the... So you need one pin for each row and column. That's the way to think about it. Simplest way to think about it. If you have a 3x3 layout, that's 3 columns, 3 rows, you need 6 pins. Yeah, Eli, like 3D printed circuit boards, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. It's just what exists right now is so expensive that it's just not viable for a home lab, basically. Trace colors. Yes, so trace colors do matter. Let's switch back here. So basically, in my layout here, I have a custom theme on this. Red is the front layer. So you see here, I have front layer. I don't know how legible that is too. It's probably really small in stream. But then also green is the back layer. So depending on what color that trace is, that indicates what side of the PCB it is on. Yeah, you're probably getting from JLC, because I think JLC is about, it's like $18 with shipping or something for 5 of them. Yeah, F.cu is front copper layer. I think Cu is the atomic letter for copper. PCB. You're okay. You're saying the actual finish, right? So like gold for silver traces. Um, yes, it kind of does matter. Let's go to. Come on, open a tab. All right, so let's upload a Gerber file in here. Let's upload my Scotto 34. Scotto key. Where is my PCB? There it is. It's in here, right? Right. Do I have it in here? Yeah. No. Production files? Yes. Okay. So what you're referring to, JT, PCBWay has gold or silver. There's 2 different types, mainly there's 2 different types. So the one that I get on my PCBs, and I'm kind of leaking what I pay for my stuff that I sell. This feels kind of bad, but this is what I pay for my stuff. I'll just say here, like, obviously I need to make profit on this stuff, so obviously I get it cheaper. But basically there is the Hazel with lead right here. Let me make this bigger so you can see. That's a little bit bigger. So we have Hazel with lead, and then we have lead-free Hazel. Don't get that one. And then we have ENIG, right? It's electro nickel immersion gold, which is literal gold, which is why you can see the price jumps up so high, right? But that makes the traces gold. Now, does it make any difference for a PCB for a keyboard? No, it really doesn't. When that comes in handy is when you're doing like really fine pitch components. So think like microprocessor. Like if you were doing a board where you're putting the chips on the board, you probably want to do that. It's just a nicer finish. So if you want the board to be overall more premium, you could pay for the gold coating. Otherwise, just stick with the Hazel. So just stick with this simple Hazel right here. It will be super affordable to get, and it works fine. So that's basically the difference. Does it matter? So I think you're referring to what I'm saying, right, Zach? You're referring to this. Yeah, I don't like leaking what I charge for stuff because leaking what I charge, or not leaking what I charge, leaking what I pay for stuff, because some people can't get weird about it. I mean, it's just me. This whole business side of the things, right? It's just me running it. And to make it like worth my time to actually do any of it, I obviously need to charge money for it, and that means marking it up quite a bit. I can't buy something for $4 and sell for $5. It's like $1 profit after fees is like 80 cents. I'm not going to do that. So I have to mark it up a substantial amount. You know, at times it feels kind of dumb, and I mean, I tell a lot of people on my servers and stuff, you can get stuff from AliExpress, obviously, but yeah, I think that's something I'd like to do too, is kind of be transparent on this stuff. Is that when you buy stuff from me, you're supporting me. You know, you're not supporting like a company in China that's making this stuff mass produced. So side effect there. Yeah, R&D costs too. That's a big one for my PCBs. I mean, I put a shit ton of time figuring out how to do these PCBs here. It was a lot, and I do want to do more PCBs. Let me switch back to the camera. I do want to do more PCBs, but I haven't done them because I've been focused on hand wired stuff. I've been focused on getting some sponsors for the channel, stuff like that. So I haven't really done PCBs, but I want to do one for the Scotto Fly. Oh my god, pain. I want to do one for this one eventually, because it seems to be one of the more popular boards I've designed. But in order to do one for that board, I basically need to get an integrated circuit. So I need to put the whole controller on the board. I just haven't had time or the energy to do that one, really. I prefer the hand wired stuff. What is a 34? Yeah, the 34 kit is $30. So I mean, factors out. Like honestly, I'll just tell you basically the profit on it is like $18 to $20. I think roughly something like that, like 16 to 20, something like that. Because I do have to order it includes hot swap sockets, it includes diodes, and it includes the PCB, of course. And you also do have to remember when I order these PCBs, I don't just order 5 at a time. I order like 40 at a time, so the order is like 100 plus to get them. But yeah. Your head looks like it's floating on the bed behind you. Oh my god, it kind of does when I sit. Yeah, yeah. It's like super dark in here. I mean, it's not really dark. It's just the webcam's a webcam. Webcams are shit, right? Um, yeah, yeah. The webcam's shit, so it just kind of looks weird. Yeah, I like the honesty. This is why I wanted to stream. It's like I can actually interact with my people that watch me. Like I've literally sat here now. It's almost 3 hours. I'm gonna end this soon because it is getting late, and I could talk all night here, but I am gonna have to sleep. Um, but yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do more streams because I think it's pretty nice. And we pulled 20 viewers average about for the past 3 hours, which is pretty good. Wholesome Scotto, kawaii as fuck. Yeah, wholesome Scotto. You know what would be genius? A modular support system in which you could screw many different PCBs. So that's kind of what, well, I guess not really. I thought about modular like designs, like modular hand wired boards where you can attach different modules and then select different layouts. That would be cool. So like say a numpad layout or a space, not a space bar, a arrow key layout, something like that. Before you go, what do you have a question? Since I have seen the YouTube. All right, let's do this one for the last one, and then I'm gonna have to sleep. I'm gonna look at this one. All right, let's go angry meow. All right, tell me if this is the right new one. Oh wait, they did the cyberboard, didn't they? Let's take a look. Oh wait, shit, I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, what's the new one called? What is the new board called? Come on, JT, I'm waiting for you. You need to tell me. Tell me what it's called. Oh, okay, that's what's called. Dry Studio 75. Okay, Dry Studio 75. Wait, no, that's not Angry. Is it Angry Meow? Meow? What the hell? Wait, is this the one with the leaf spring thing? Oh wait, I think I just saw a video. Yeah, this is not like, I mean, it's a wild looking thing. It's a big board, so like it's not really my cup of tea, right? But let me see. Angry Meow. Oh, it is. Wait, is it? My thing's not pulling up. $300 though. I mean, for something that looks that unique, I mean that's not crazy. 300. What's it sound like? Let's see. What's this thing sound like? Ooh. Little clacky. Yeah, that spacebar could use work. Yeah, that could use a little work. Yeah, I don't know. This, I mean, I think it looks cool. It's just not really my cup of tea because it's just so big, right? Like that's the one thing. But wait, let's look. That though. Ooh. Ooh. Hang on. Let's look here. Let's look. This angle, you're getting like forehead angle. I'm looking up right now. It's like, yeah, so I saw this on a YouTube video. They use like this leaf spring thing, so it's like mounted on these springs, which is pretty interesting. All right, let me answer this last question, then I'm going to sign off because it's getting late and my brain's starting to fry. So, what I was thinking about was a unique case design. You build many different PCBs and they're all compatible with that case. Um, I don't know how that would work exactly. Five head. I don't know how that would work exactly because the PCBs are kind of designed to the case. Like modular, I don't think would work. I don't know. I want to do something modular at some point. But yeah, anyway, we're starting to drop off viewers now. It is almost 3 a.m. We've gone for 3 hours and 1 minute on my first stream ever. I think pretty successful. We pretty much have just talked for the past 5 hours. I'm going to try to actually end this quickly instead of talking for another 10 minutes. But yeah, anyway, guys, inspired by Lamborghini. Yeah, it does sound like V8. Yeah, nope. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to try to hopefully stream again tomorrow. I want to design a board. If not tomorrow, sometime this week at some point. I might try to do it a little bit earlier because for some reason we pulled 20 viewers at 3 a.m., which is crazy. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get off, guys. You got to stop sending messages because I want to respond to them, but I got to sleep. I got to sleep, all right? I'm calling it. All right, guys. I will see you all in the next one. Actually, shit, I have to figure out how to stop this. I think I just stop it up here. All right, yeah. I press stop. All right, this is it, guys. This is it. I'm saying bye. Domi arigato, Mr. Scotto. Don't get me going on that song. I enjoyed that song. All right, I'm ending.